call this special meeting of the Woodbridge Conservation Commission to order. For any of you viewers at home who want to come in live and witness this, come down to Town Hall, the large meeting room in the back.
No, the first one.
First Selectmen's large meeting room in the back.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so call the meeting to order. Approval of minutes. So, did everybody have a chance to look at the minutes?
Look good to me.
I had a couple of comments on there.
I have a comment.
Oh, what did I do, Barbara?
It says that the documents that Tim presented will also be uploaded with these minutes. I did not see them.
If you didn't get them sent to you, I apologize, but I got them offline perfectly fine.
Okay.
There's a copy online for everybody.
So they're for anybody who was looking for the additional documents.
It's with this agenda. If you go on the Town of Woodbridge, go under agendas and meetings, go under a thing,
Oh.
hit it, and it prints it all off.
Okay.
There you go.
I forgot about it till I printed it off for the meeting to send you all of
We
them.
have an ex officio member with us tonight. Just kidding. Kathy. All right. So I did have a couple of questions. I didn't recall who mentioned the 5 to 6 years before any kind of development begins when we were talking about the Woodbridge Country Club plan.
I think I mentioned that.
Thank
You mentioned,
you.
okay, there we go. Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure. Thank you. You
And
Kathy.
the next one I know came from Ben's mouth, or Ben's computer to me.
But, sorry, we had talked about the, was it the endangered species list and also and about the bats?
That's,
Yeah.
but he gave me that information to put in there.
So maybe we shouldn't be so exact in that 5 to 6 years. That was just sort of, maybe just say a number of years.
Okay.
You know, refer to the master plan for the full.
Okay.
That's sort of more my impression that they've got a lot of work to do before they start
Right.
Well, it was
That's our recommendation.
that number of years was stated straight out
Oh, see?
in
That's where you got it from.
the latest
Oh, okay. I was more accurate than I knew.
E-News from.
Okay, good.
Kevin, okay.
We'll keep it in there then.
Okay. But actually, I was more questioning the, I think there was a list about the species, the connected species of interest, but I thought we had also mentioned the number of species, endangered species.
I think that was last one.
Yeah, so at the time, we had 4 of the 9, because this was just an email, we hadn't received the full report. But there's been an update to that. Since these minutes.
Oh,
So
see, okay,
I
so
think-
these minutes are from when you told me, because
Yeah.
I asked you for it, and you gave me verbatim what you wanted in there,
Mhm.
so.
Yeah, so
Okay.
these, at the time of these minutes, this is accurate,
Okay.
but we have an update.
Ooh, and we can't wait till section 7, part 5.
That's gonna say.
This is just to get people interested.
We don't want to,
Right.
we don't want to like
We
give
wanna
away
keep
the
our viewers
goods. We
engaged.
want our viewers to stay listening.
Do you believe this?
I'm just enjoying this.
Okay, so any other minutes? Any other edits on the minutes? Okay, do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
I so move.
Okay, we have a motion on the table. Do we have a second?
I will second.
Okay, we have a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All those opposed? Unanimous? The minutes pass. Thank you, Kathy, for taking those up. I'd like to open it up to public comment.
She's got it.
Going once, going twice.
0.
5, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Moving on. Okay, next we're going to move on very quickly to what's happening around town. Very exciting on Saturday, 9 o'clock. If you go to 121 North Racebrook Road, there is a trail cleanup with the Woodbridge Land Trust. Whoop whoop, we'll be there. So put on your hiking shoes and get ready to clean up the trails. It's very exciting. We will also be doing trail cleanup in the following month. I think it's the second Sunday of the month with Andy Danzig. He sent me Tim sent me the location of that, and I have completely forgot, but I will look it up before we leave. And then also, something of interest for everybody, September 29th at 9 a.m., there's going to be a walk at the Woodbridge Country Club to talk about the property.
And that was 27th.
The 27th, yep, at 9 a.m. I think it's a Saturday.
It is.
Yep. So for anybody who wants to partake in that, we have the trail cleanup this Saturday at 9 a.m. at 121 North Raceburg Road, which I think we've done that together as a commission. I think we hiked that once with Tim. And then on the 27th, there'll be a walk around the Woodbridge Country Club. All right. We have decided as a commission that we just don't have the resources to participate in the Woodbridge Lake Me Day, to staff a table. Unfortunately, several of us will be away. So unless anybody is really dying to cover that table for the whole day and has that time, we're unfortunately going to have to pass until next year. Okay? All right, moving on. Number 5, we'd like to welcome our guest. Apologies for being 2 minutes behind. Justin Raffone is here joining us today to talk about the Blue Trail subdivision. And I believe there's a set aside for conservation, so we open the floor to you.
Yeah, I don't know how much you guys, I know I've been speaking with Sharon, who coincidentally, one of my good friends who's involved, I think goes to her as, she's a naturopathic doctor? Yeah, Sharon's a very nice woman. But we have, so I came at this property back in 2022. Told you it was a property that I'd been involved with as a kid. Had an opportunity to buy it from a good friend. Took the opportunity. And over the last couple of years, just kind of deciding what the best approach is and how we're going to develop it. And proposed 3 subdivided lots, they're about 6-7 acres apiece, give or take. And then there's a back section which could be developed. I think if somebody was to push really hard and want to invest a lot of money, I don't think that's the best use for it. I think if I was to buy a house, and there is a potential for me to build here for my own residence, that's not a definite. Kind of depends on my mother-in-law situation a little bit, but ideally, I think the property's connected to open space, it's connected to land trust. There might be an opportunity just to gift it to the town for, I'm an avid hiker. Love hiking the AT trail at least once a year. We're going on a 2-3 day hike overnight.
Nice.
Mountain biking is something I love to do. I absolutely love the outdoors. And if I was to have my home there, and I'm sure anybody else that might consider buying a home there, if it was backed up to property that was guaranteed to not be developed and preserved for, the way it is, I think that would be my best wish for it. So, and I'm sure anybody that would potentially buy a house would like that too. So, I wanted to see what the Conservation Committee was all about, what the ultimate goal is, right? Because I believe there's an opportunity to give it to open space too, but I don't really know the difference. To me, the end game is the same, but maybe there is a little bit more of a tax advantage from doing it from a conservation perspective. I need to know a little bit more detail about that, but more importantly, what you guys are all about, what's your goals are.
Can you remind us the number of Blue Trail?
It's 20 Blue Trail.
20, thank you. 20 Blue Trail, okay.
Yeah, so the property, so you have Connecticut Light and Power that has an easement through, not necessarily the center of it, but a piece of it that was sold off from the previous owner, I think maybe 10, 15 years ago. They needed to put an access road in to maintain the power lines, because there's power lines that kind of run us through there. So there is a road through there, but I'm pretty sure it connects to the trail system. I know that it's on one of the properties' desire to acquire over time to expand the greenway. So I think there's a lot of benefits to both sides, and I think there's a good solid win-win here to be able to do both, potentially develop it to I think Woodbridge for the majority is made up of 4 or 5 acre parcels with 4 to 5 bedroom homes. So this would be ultimately proposing to add more of essentially what Woodbridge is made up of. No dramatic change in use there, but at the same time preserving some of the property, maintaining some of that open space, and providing a better, feel overall.
Great. And so, just to give everybody a sense of where Justin is right now in the process, we've met with Inland Wetlands. Do you want to talk a little bit about how that went?
Yeah, no, I think that went fine. That was a first meeting we had with them, just to kind of put the project on the table. We gave them a set of plans to look at. At last night's meeting, we pretty much ended off with, they're going to want to do a couple site visits to see what overall the wetlands, topography, and all that stuff. They're going to consult with the town engineer, and we're going to, we had Jay Fain, which is a wetland scientist, come in and actually mark the wetlands out. He's going to give some recommendations regarding what the potential impact of a development would be, just because we do have to cross the wetland in one small spot. So I think we just opened it up. I feel like there's probably going to be 1 or 2 meetings to try to come to a resolution as what the best approach is, but certainly no decisions made as of last night. And then, if it advances from there, it would have to go to P&Z, and, a couple of those commissions would have to collectively agree. You guys probably know the process better than me, so. I'm not a developer by trade, so this is a first for me, but, yeah. Well, everybody says that, but I think you gotta have a very convincing reason why you can't do something to say no, and it doesn't seem like there's any of that, but you never know. So that's where I'm at.
So, what's the total acreage?
It's 36 in total. So to be approximately 15 plus acres as part of the potential open space or gifting for the property.
So each house would be about 2,500 or 3,000?
So you have,
What are you looking at?
with 10 acres, so you have 36 in total. So that leaves 11 acres for the property. So I think one of them is bigger. And he doesn't say it on the paper. I think one property is about 6 acres, and the other are about 3 to 3.5, if I'm correct.
And but
36 in total.
Only 3, you said 3 lots though.
3 lots, yeah.
But no, how large are the houses? Are they 2,500?
4-bedroom houses, so probably we propose 4-bedroom. The septics, I don't think would be able to handle anything bigger than that. So I would say probably between 2 and 3,500, if there was a
Okay.
range, yeah. Probably follow suit with what's there now. I mean, that neighborhood's primarily ranches, probably within that range. Yeah.
So sorry, I missed, how many, so there's 4-bedroom houses, but how many lots? So how many
3.
4-bedroom? 3, okay.
Right.
Do you know if there's a rock or
7
switch there
acres.
already, or what?
Okay.
what
Yeah,
is
there's definitely some rock. I mean, it's kind of shale rock, so it breaks really easily. I feel like all of Woodbridge is that. There's outcroppings of that everywhere. But that's all workable. The front half is more workable than the back. The back, I think, is a little bit more, that's the prettiest part, but it's got a little bit more of the elevation to it, and some of the steep slopes and stuff like that.
So are you looking closer to like the Diana Drive side of it?
So if you
Or
follow-
actually, you have some maps, would you
Yeah,
mind?
oh yeah.
We would love to see.
A bunch of stuff.
There's Dillon Road, there's all sorts. Does anybody feel strongly about having the air conditioning on?
No.
Okay. I'm just gonna turn it off because I feel like between the air conditioning and the mask.
Justin, do you want to come on this side for the purposes of the camera? Just sorry to.
You guys don't have an easel or anything, do you?
No, I don't think so.
So this is conservation, okay, not TDC.
So you want me to put it in the middle of the table?
Yeah, I would say right
Sure,
there.
right here, yeah.
Hopefully the camera will catch it.
Everybody, yeah, we're just
Or
trying
just
to.
hold it up in front of the camera.
Well, I can do that first if you want.
Okay. Well, very official.
The Wetlands Commission has a copy of this also. Actually, they have 9 copies.
Yes, right.
All right, so
Okay.
this is Blue Trail Drive. And Diana Drive is over here, it kind of goes this way.
I'm gonna make sure I acclimate my GIS to the same.
So Blue Trail ends right here. This is an existing home.
Sorry, Barbara. So we're looking
Home,
like this.
Existing. So this is the full 36 acre property here. So you'll see the back half of it butts up to Cowpath, and then these are the abutting property addresses. So the proposed lot, first lot would be here on this section.
Okay,
This would be lot 3, and this would be the second lot. This is the biggest lot here,
okay.
right? So you'd have a home, yeah.
So it goes
1, 2,
right up
3.
to,
So the open
right up
space
to
is
about here?
Oh, here.
this end of the
Yep.
property, okay.
Yeah, which is actually, I think it connects to a trail system somewhere over here.
Yes.
The other thing we're proposing too is if you look at this strip of land, this would be an easement dedicated to trail access. So in the event that somebody did want to hike from here alongside and gain access to the back, they'd be able to do that. And it kind of gives you that continuity to the rest of the trail system.
And so from the GIS system that we have, it looks like the town just switched GIS systems?
Yes, they did.
Oh, so nice that they provided a training on that. Charming, charming. Maybe we request that commissions get training on the new GIS system, but, so what I'm looking at for viewers at home, we've lost our cameraman, so that's why things are staying still. When I add the layers to it, it doesn't seem to have, we have critical habitat, natural diversity, farm soils, and inland wetlands.
Right.
And so when we click on inland wetlands, we don't really see any overlap in that area. All right, so here, I'll take these all off so we're looking together. So when we click inland wetlands, it doesn't seem, it seems maybe like something over here, but it's not.
But you said that there was a site visit that they actually delineated the wetlands?
Well, we had the wetlands delineated. We hired a third party
Yeah.
to come in and mark them, which is what the wetland flags are.
Yeah, I would believe a site visit over
Okay,
a GIS.
over the
Just to
GIS.
let you know, always GIS was never 100% on here, because it was just like, whoever did it for the computer, it's just like almost a guesstimate.
So it's like a
Yeah,
60%.
I would say, yeah, because sometimes,
Okay.
I would say if
seriously,
somebody
yeah.
was actually there
Yeah.
looking at it,
Yeah,
I would.
Yeah, flag that,
I would believe
okay.
yeah.
So where this has a little bit of wetlands.
Yeah, your wetlands is pretty much through this area here. So this little stream, so you'll see
Yeah.
this house kind of crosses to get to his house. It's gonna be the same situation here, but there's a driveway that kind of goes over that. Here, no crossings, here, no crossings.
Okay,
And then the back here, so there is, this drawing doesn't show it really good. I think this is the access road, essentially, that Connecticut Light and Power uses to manage their power lines. That easement was put in not too long ago, maybe 10 years ago.
that's great. And you said this is about 16 acres of open space,
So he's got it, the engineer's got it at 16 plus, yeah,
give or take.
give or take, yeah.
Okay,
And it's all kind of fluid right now because you don't necessarily know what changes the town will want to accommodate wetland or whatever. So this is proposing that the line be there based on how we have the houses laid out, the drainage and all that good stuff.
and is there currently a footpath now to get back there?
Not officially. I know the neighbors use it a lot. I know
Okay.
that a couple of them asked me permission to deer hunt there. I mean, there's been a lot. I think the neighbors have used the property a lot for that type of stuff, so
Sure.
they're probably walking on it. But nothing official.
Nothing like a main thing needs to be blazed or anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, from here to this house over here, will this be a drive, a street, what is,
Oh,
or
here,
an
let's-
easement from here to here to get to this house?
I think
What do
we
we-
have
well, it looks
bed
like a
over that.
driveway.
Yeah, we're also having to get 2 rear lots of food. Town of Woodbridge, I believe, has a little bit of regulation on frontage, which we probably don't meet that. So we're gonna be going through some variances, but if you look here, you'll see the proposed location of the houses. And then.
Oh, you mean like the distance?
Yeah, you'll see this driveway here is a shorter one, this one
What
comes
is it,
back.
150 feet?
And then this one comes to here. This is the driveway that needs to cross the
Right.
stream.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
Is there
Um,
any, go ahead, Barbara.
Just for curiosity's sake, why the very large plot of land for that
That's your
particular
house?
house?
That's his house.
It just, hey,
Pretty
good
much.
for you, good for you.
pretty much.
Yeah, right? What time do we come over for a barbecue?
Yeah, it's
should all
very
stay
nice
friends.
back here. There's
Best for mountain
There's a
biking.
natural trail. I think actually the Boy Scout camp, I believe, was somewhere over
What's
here.
in there, yes.
Yeah, that was used, so it's like kind of right beyond that, but this is pretty down here, kind of, it's a little bit more private.
It looks out onto the open space, you see.
Yes, it does. Yeah,
He will always have a backyard.
yeah.
I'm gonna go on my soapbox for a minute. I think it's really refreshing that you, as a potential developer, is coming to us and including us in the conversation
Yeah,
early,
absolutely.
showing us the plans, and I wanna applaud you for doing that. We-
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not,
It's not normal.
well, I'm certainly not looking to, and there's a lot of developers that would come in here and try to maximize it. And if I showed you the map that I have from the 60s, that was from Diana Schultz, there's like almost 17 houses here in the same 36 acres.
I believe that.
Yeah,
I believe that.
Now, back then, there wasn't wetland commission, so things might have been a little bit easier to develop. But there's, yeah, I mean, I would ideally like to have my house backed up against something that's protected, where people can't just go and develop it. I mean, that's the ideal scenario for anybody, I think, that wants to have a house somewhere nestled back and be private. But it is a pretty piece of
Interior
property.
lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Like an interior lot, yeah.
Yeah.
The other, sorry, go
Go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead. Well, you just said something that the driveway's gonna have to cross wetlands?
This one here.
This one right here.
Yeah.
Across
Do
the
you, do
street.
you already have like an intention for a bridge or something like that?
Well, it's not that intense. It would need a culvert put in, similar to what, see this house here, this is an existing.
Over the stream?
Yeah, this guy comes over, you'll see he just has a culvert. It's not that deep. I've never actually seen running water there. It's a very dry wetland. It's the driest wetland I've ever seen, but
Well, the past 2 years have been
they have,
drought,
they have
so.
it. Well, that's why we had Jay Fain come in and just solidify, okay, what type of wetland are we dealing with? And then we delineated it. But yes, we'd have to cross that stream to get to that home. And then everywhere else, we're pretty much within 100 feet of it, wetland. But yeah, I mean, somebody's gonna do something with it eventually. And if you're gonna develop it, having it this way, I think is
Having
probably
it
the
as
best.
environmentally friendly as possible,
You
we
know?
appreciate that. So just two other things I want to mention here, and granted that we know that our GIS system is 60%
It's not- yeah, it's
accurate.
not
Yeah,
100%.
okay. 60 to 70 maybe,
I don't
70.
know the percentage, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna put those words in my mouth.
Ben, you're a statistician right now.
No.
Okay, so one thing I do also want to call out is that this is a natural diversity area. It seems like almost the whole property is in there. And then farm soil is a big, significant part of that.
And if you kind of zoom out, so zoom out with the natural diversity area
Oh,
on
man.
and take the farm soils off. Oh, how do you have a bunch of lines in there that, well,
Yes.
so,
Oh, wait, sorry, I can take these off. Parcel boundaries.
yeah, take those off.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's sort of a concern, I would think, from a conservation standpoint, that it's like right in the middle of that natural diversity area.
Yeah,
So, and then it's, I just looked this up and it says the CTD shows the natural diversity area shows general locations of state and federally listed endangered, threatened, and special concern species in Connecticut.
So I had a Connecticut, I had a forester come out and look at the whole property, which I had his full report, Connecticut State Forester, to see if there's any invasive species and.
is that our buddy?
Yeah, well,
David?
do you know what was his
I
name?
wish I brought the report.
Yeah, that'd be a great report to read, actually.
Yeah, no, he did that, he did not report any invasive species noted.
Not invasive, sorry, endangered.
Endangered,
yeah.
well, he looked at that, he said, look, you're definitely gonna wanna know if that's the case. And I think if I'm correct, if there was, and I'll have the full report, I can read it. I think there might have been something over here, which happens to be in the open space proposal. anyway.
Sure.
But let me see if I can pull it.
Not
We
to
have
say,
horrible Wi-Fi, just so you know that.
Yeah, I know, I have to get this.
the password is,
code from me last time.
the password is Woodbridge.
Don't
Seems
tell
like-
everybody. It's a
Just keep it
secret.
between us, guys.
What's the name of the gentleman that you know? He's like the only guy doing it now, I think.
Yeah, what was it?
David,
David,
David
Irwin?
Yes.
yeah.
yes.
Irwin, yeah.
I have a
Irvin,
full-
not
I have a
Irwin,
full
Irvin.
report from him,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, he's written a couple reports from
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
No, I mean,
He's
he was
like, not
definitely in
Woodbridge
love.
again.
He was in love with the trees. I mean,
Oh,
there's
there's
a
what
lot
to
of,
ask.
there's a lot of good timber there.
So are we,
Yeah.
yeah. So, no, but actually, now that you mentioned that, so a couple of questions, I'll sit down if we're done looking at this for a second.
How many do you plan on
No, I didn't,
cutting them.
I wanted to take, well, assuming that at some point, if everything goes through, I'll have to take some down for the houses. I wanted to have a better idea as to what was invasive that had to come out and what should stay. You know, because my goal is to keep it looking as good as possible.
Yeah, as I say, it sounds like
Yeah.
that, optimizing privacy. So one thing, that we always encourage is, as best you can, trying to do like a tree inventory of the areas that you're looking at.
Which we have, right?
Yeah, and we've had some developers come into town and clear cut,
Yeah, no.
other than like what the requirement is, I don't know, 20 feet on the property line or so. And, while we understand how important it is to have the space that you need to develop, the other question is, can you balance it, by maximizing the natural resources that you already have there?
Right. Well, I think that was the goal, is to selectively take trees out that we know ultimately would have to come out anyway.
Sure.
And it even played a role in like where the placement of the houses are, because there are some really nice, healthy, big trees there.
Right.
But there's some invasive stuff there too. A lot of ground invasive stuff that has to get cleaned up that'll help the other trees
Japanese
flourish.
barberry.
Yeah, I got the full report right here.
Yeah, we would love to read that. And I think, I'll speak for myself, I won't speak on behalf of the commission, but, I think the latter half of what you're talking about for that property, that gets even closer to the other natural diversity section, Ben.
Yeah.
See, I wonder if it's like, it's a circle because that's how well their GIS is on like a location. It's not like they found everything in that circle, but also the bottom half looks like it's, kind of closer to some of the other areas. So one thing we like to encourage is that if you are gonna preserve that section down there, to make sure that the preservation of it has teeth, right? And can go into the future.
Well, yeah, that's my main concern. I want to make sure that it's deed protected where
We
it
agree.
can't be built.
Yes, right.
We don't want, there's nothing,
Yeah, we
and
have a
I
lot of
know,
open space in town and like this much of it is protected.
yeah, I've gotten a little bit of a better understanding of that. Open space, it seems like, and I know that you guys are kind of going through that right now with the
Number
country
of
club.
properties in town.
Yeah. I met with Nicole, I think, is it Nicole? She was nice, but.
Coop Hop?
Coop Hop.
Yeah,
I met with Nicole.
Yeah.
And I think both sides have good intentions of what they want to do, but my main thing is, I just want to make sure it stays the way it is, and it's preserved. Don't want there to be, especially if I choose to put my house there, which is a very good possibility, or anybody else for that matter. Because I have a situation right now at my house. I live in Wallingford, and I built my house back in 2017, and I built it, and it's got 3 or 4 acres in the back that can't be built on. It's backed up against, landlocked. It's a little bit of wetlands, but that was really appealing to me. Like nothing could happen in the back, and I feel the same way if I was to develop this, and that's, I think, to me, is probably the biggest win-win, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the fact that you're just putting 3 houses on this, that's a good thing, because instead of, other places in town, people are wanting to put apartment complexes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, even though that this is a, potentially a natural diversity site, I think that 3 houses is gonna maintain.
Yeah, I'm not looking to
landscape
get rich here.
permeability,
I'm looking to.
so it's gonna have minimal disturbance.
There's a lot that goes into that. It's really an opportunity to maybe offset some of my expense to build my own home, and have a nice, secure place to live potentially. But yeah, it's not. There's no major profit margins in doing.
Yeah, so
stuff
I
like
would
this.
just keep in mind that, it sounds like you're doing this already, but, this does look like a sensitive site,
Yeah.
so, and it sounds like you're doing all the right things and keeping
What
that
would,
in mind.
and I'm
so-
just from my own understanding, what makes it sensitive? What happens? Like, what goes into determining that it's something that has
Like
to be-
part of like the natural diversity areas in town?
Yeah, like is there a deer population, coyote, special species?
A lot of times it's,
right?
special habitats that often aren't available other places, and then there's endangered or species of concern that are associated with those habitats.
Right.
So probably no one's ever gone in there and actually, like,
There's a lot of deer.
like reviewed it really heavily. But yeah, I mean, there's too many deer, so.
There's a lot of deer
If
there.
you could get rid of deer, that's.
I mean, they literally jump out in front of my mountain bike when I'm riding in Wally. I mean, there's a lot, especially this time of year.
A lot of times it's,
Yeah.
you know, species of birds or even, you know, species of salamanders or insects or something that are rare
Right.
in other places. But, you know, if you're putting in 3 family houses in, you know, 36 acres, you know, that's probably not going to affect them too
There's,
much.
my point, I think, going forward is, there's no guarantee if I don't develop this, somebody else might want to maximize it. I mean, there's,
If you sell it, yeah.
if I show you the map back in the 60s, I mean, there's a road, they're putting a road down the center and they're just branching houses off of it. So if somebody with enough money decides they want to come in here with a good enough attorney, then, I mean, look what's happening on, what's that big controversial, Fountain Street, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I happen to own a 3-family on Fountain Street. So that's not good, because
A
that's.
3-family, but
Yeah.
not a 93 family.
Right, but my point is, people find a way to get what they want. You know, my ambitions are, you know, just to continue to build what's already there, essentially, right?
If you're open to suggestions from us, I'm sure the list will go on and on, but to keep it brief and, you know, respect the fact that, you know, this is something that you're planning to do and this is your property. So obviously, if, you know, plans fall through for building, we strongly encourage you to deed restrict the entire thing as open space and
Right.
maybe partner with the land trust.
Right.
I know they're always open to it. I would encourage the land trust also, if these are your plans that you continue with, to go that way with, you know, put a conservation deed restriction on there, or a conservation restriction on the deed, and partner, you know, with the land trust, because that protects it, that adds an extra layer of
A protection to it, yeah.
As opposed to like if you give it to the town.
Right,
The deed is like the end all be all from my understanding, end all be all like top protection, but,
deed restricted.
right, but
Yeah.
we've seen in this town where there have been one or more opportunities where deed restricted lands are, come up to the chopping block and they, you know, make
can
exceptions,
puncture 'em?
bring it back to the court and
Right.
get, you know,
So even a
changes.
deed restricted piece of property is not completely,
It's like super
protected.
hard, right?
Yeah.
Super
It
hard.
has to go through the courts
Right.
and be approved, but it is the best thing you can do
Yeah.
to stop it from ever
Yeah.
being developed.
On the deed, and then
I don't think, I mean, even honestly, but here's the other thing is tax implication too. What is there any benefits to donating it to a land trust versus open space versus from a tax perspective? Because there is obviously some opportunity there. I'm assuming there is.
yeah, I mean, I'm not.
I know, I'm not a tax attorney either,
Um,
but you're being, what's the name of the entity?
Touch with somebody though that may be able to
It's a
help.
503C?
Yeah, 503C.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think the town is a 503C.
No,
No.
Yeah.
No, but the land.
The land
yeah,
trust
the
is-
land
The land trust is you guys,
No, we're the
we're-
Conservation Commission. So
Okay.
we are.
the commission,
We're
but it
under
goes
the
into a
of the
land
town.
trust.
We're
If
part of the town.
there
but we
is
work-
a land trust.
Yeah, the land trust is a separate entity.
Right,
own-
but doesn't the property get held in a trust?
I'm not sure how the land trust, I mean,
Oh, you mean
That's
for
their
the
name.
land trust itself?
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
piece of property you own here,
Down there.
you guys have,
Oh, the town owns.
okay, so this is where I get a little confused still.
That's owned by the land trust.
The land trust.
Yes,
which
that is a private,
A nonprofit.
nonprofit
that would be-
entity that is, its whole purpose is to keep the
That's not
land.
Coop
Open
Op.
space.
No,
No.
that's all
Coupop
on,
is here.
no, Coopop is simply a,
Coop Cup is the town.
is the
Right,
town.
But they
right,
don't-
another commission like us.
And they're a commission, they don't own any property.
Right, okay,
And the town owns some property some of it is open space, so it's not restricted, it simply is open space.
right,
People think it's restricted, it is not.
Right.
Some of it is restricted.
Right.
And there are often times where the town owns it, but they've given the easement, the preservation easement to the land trust. So that
Right.
they have an easement on that property to keep it from being.
okay, so open space is Coop Op.
No,
No, it's
no,
publicly.
Coopop is.
No. Coopop is
commission
all,
for town
public
property.
Probably
property.
owned
Just a
property.
Commission.
Yeah,
They're a commission that reviews all of the Woodbridge owned property.
And
Got it.
FISC,
Understood.
this would be-
So, yeah, all
Understood.
of, all of the land parcels that have buildings that are owned by the town, so the fire department,
Right.
police, town hall, the school, you know, anything that's owned by the town.
Right.
And then any properties that are owned by the town that have not been built on, right, that maybe somebody donated or, the town took ownership of over time. And that's an example of that could be like, you know, the parks, right, like Fitzgerald, we've got a lot of open space. Some of the open space, we have our trails on.
Right.
But then there are other parcels of open space that are owned by a separate entity that is a 501
501c3.
C3,
Right.
which is the land trust.
Correct.
It's the land trust of Woodbridge, but that's because
They
this
call it
land
that.
trust focuses in
On
Woodbridge,
Woodbridge,
right,
yeah, no, I
exactly.
get that, right, okay.
Right. So Coopop is responsible for categorizing the different parcels that the town owns and says, should this be used for business? Should this be used for housing? Should this be used for town
Right.
buildings? Should this be used for open space? That's their job, is to categorize them and maintain that inventory every few years. So that's why they look at what, if you're considering donating it to the town, Coopop is gonna look at that and say, well, should we really keep that open space, or should we
Right.
do something else with this, or should we say, let's give it to the land trust, or see if there's somebody else who wants to,
Sell it to a developer.
or sell it to a developer.
Right. And that's where the deed restriction would be
A little
important.
PTSD in here.
Make it
So, but if it goes into a land
Oh,
trust,
it's truth.
it doesn't need a deed restriction because it's essentially deeded to the trust.
I would always do,
Correct,
I
but
always do
would
a
always
deed
put a
restriction.
Yeah, which
Anyway.
well, that's what I wanted to clarify. One,
It's like a
you
belt
know,
and suspenders.
have a
It's
double,
recorded.
protection there. One, two, putting it in a land trust. What other benefits does that provide? I hear you guys maintain trail systems and things like that.
Yes.
So it being close to the, I mean, this is one of the properties listed on the Greenway expansion,
Yeah.
right? So the town wants it for the reasons of expanding the Greenway, I'm assuming.
Right, and we are that
Right.
entity in town that
Okay,
wants,
so that's good. So
Yes.
we're in alignment there.
check.
So it's doing what the town wants to do, and ultimately doing it, you know, giving it to a land trust protected by conservation would also potentially have the property maintained, at least the trail system, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this commission is really interested and invested in adding to the greenway, protecting the greenway,
Right.
looking for expand. Not every commission feels the way we do.
Right.
So you do run a risk, and we can influence and provide guidance and counsel, but they may not listen. So
Yeah.
if you're really truly interested in protecting it, like
Forever.
Barbara said, forever.
Keeping no one in your backyard forevermore.
There are extra layers that you can, or steps you can take to make sure.
Yeah, which I would do.
I was just wondering, just by hearing you, are you wondering though, if you conveyed it to Woodbridge, would there also be a commercial aspect to it that you could, is that a question that you may have?
Commercial, an opportunity to
In
develop
terms-
it commercially?
No, in terms of getting compensated. Is
No,
that-
I'm not looking for compensation.
Okay,
I'm looking to present a win-win to the town, to the neighbors. You know, it's not always easy to get these things through, right? But I made an investment in this property, so I'm looking to make the best decision with it. And I want to do something that helps everybody all around. I'm not looking to get rich off of this proposed subdivision. And I think there's a good opportunity to add to the greenway, create 3 more pretty houses where families can move into Woodbridge, and ultimately potentially protect something I might want to move into. That's
Sure.
my honest intentions.
Sure.
Um,
You can
This is
also,
refreshing.
for the properties that you have, because you're creating, you know, these large parcels that really invite homeowners to have a lot of natural resource, you know, surroundings in their yard.
Yeah,
in their
possibly
parcel.
somebody that wants to have a horse on one of the bigger pieces. I mean, you could do that too, I think, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Chickens,
yeah.
but you know, even in that, you can write something into the deeds of each of those parcels, you know, restricting them from subdividing further.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm,
well, those-
was planning on doing that either way, regardless. I mean, if I'm gonna cut it up, if I'm gonna chop that back half off and donate it,
Right.
then it's essentially gotta be donated on those terms.
Right. Oh, no, I'm
Yeah.
talking about
The other ones.
like the two other parcels.
Oh, the other
For them-
pieces.
for them to partition it.
Yeah, okay. You're talking about like this part, this
The
part?
other two.
Yeah, like let's say
Homeowners.
one of them is five or 6 acres or something,
Yeah,
and
this
you
one,
say,
one of them is 6, I think 6 and change, but yeah.
right, if you
okay.
say, okay, you can do 5.5 acres in Woodbridge, that's what you can subdivide. If they have 6.5 acres, they could theoretically subdivide into.
Oh, yeah, I don't, well, I mean, as of right,
So
you're not
what-
gonna be able to subdivide it now as of right, because the frontage isn't there. So,
So
I don't-
that's something you can try to,
Or even under
put
the
deed
new
restrict.
zoning
oh
laws,
yeah, I mean, yeah, if you, so you're saying if somebody bought the 6-acre lot, could they subdivide it again
Yes.
into 2 more
not
lots?
if,
Yes.
if you put a deed restriction on that, you can.
A buyer would do that, a
You could
homeowner would
stop,
try to do
you
that.
could
Right.
stop that from happening.
Yeah, or
by
under
putting-
the new zoning laws, I mean, could they not even subdivide it, they could buy it and then build
Whatever.
something else on it, right? Because I think the new
Yeah, 96
zoning laws
unit apartment,
allow much
right?
higher
Is that-
density, so.
Fountain Street is 5
Well,
acres.
that's always gonna happen. The density is always gonna be an issue that's gonna get pushed. Acreage is never gonna get bigger, it's always gonna get smaller, right?
Well, I think what he's saying, what Ben is saying is that because of the new zoning laws, that the single-family house can become an apartment building because of the new zoning laws. And you're right here.
Right.
I
Yeah,
think that's what he's saying.
so if
Right.
you may wanna put
Yes,
some additional
protection.
restrictions
On
on it.
the,
If-
on
if
the,
you-
on the subdivided lots too. in
Yes.
addition to- Oh, I
Right, so
understand.
that you don't have an
Keep
apartment
that.
building next door to you.
Right.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I mean, that's,
I would stay.
yeah.
And,
Is there city-
right.
sorry, is there city sewer and water?
No.
No,
No.
well,
Well,
so
then there's some
It's-
restrictions
It's
there.
way into the
Okay.
boonies.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, even that's a little bit of a challenge.
that's gonna be a challenge.
Septic systems, while we did get the test pits, and all that passed, you're not gonna have some massive septic system there that's gonna support more than 4
Right.
bedrooms. I mean, even that's pushing it. And I think they all run into that over there because of the rock, but,
yeah.
Although
So-
there's always pushes to expand the sewer system too, so.
yeah, true.
In 30 years, there
Yeah.
may be sewer there, so I wouldn't rely on only that
Yeah.
to stop.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I have, this would be my last stop here. I certainly wouldn't be opposed to putting some additional protection on those deeds, which ultimately will have to be borne once subdivided division gets approved,
Right.
right? So those are always options. But in terms of that back half, I mean, I feel like we're just in alignment as to what the end goal needs to be, right?
Yeah, I love the access you have to get folks back there to keep access and to keep the trails connected. I would love an opportunity to run it by all our like trail master and
Yeah.
not just to say
Go there
that.
and walk it. I mean, you
Yeah,
guys
no,
are more than happy to do that.
Careful what you ask for, it's walking season.
Yeah.
If
Trail
I'm
cleanup
not
season.
mistaken, I think it is extremely close to the Blue Trail
It
already.
is right there. It would give you connectivity to that.
Nice.
It's
Um,
very,
And
it
our
runs
goal is to
right
be able to walk
along the
through
edge.
town and
Right.
connect all of our trails and everything together.
Yeah, I don't think I appreciate that more now, just having access to that preserve in Wallingford. I think that actually had a big impact as I'm riding my mountain bike, even though mountain bikes might not be allowed on the trails, but just the fact that towns preserve property that enable me to go do that is enough to make me want this happen.
Right.
You know, so that was a little bit of just an impact that's had on me just over the last 3 or 4 months.
That's
And this
great.
has been an intention I've had pretty much since the beginning when I bought it. The person I bought it from, which was Hans Sorlin, Olarico, I think was his last name. But he kind of said, well, you got an opportunity to sell to the town for so-and-so. You know, so he's like, he was kind of giving me a little bit of a push to buy it because I could potentially sell a piece to the land. But when I got it, I mean, it's a challenging piece of property even to develop to begin with. And I look at that, I'm saying, okay, well, the town's gonna have to make some exceptions. There's gonna be some variances. Let's come up with something that everybody could get behind, you know, and it's ultimately a better outcome for all, for extended periods of time, you know,
Yeah.
forever with deed restrictions, so.
So I think we've gotten a lot of recommendations and suggestions, you know, from this meeting. The other one, I would be beside myself if I forgot to mention that, you know, while you're in the development phase, you know, if it's approved, by inland wetlands and, the other groups that need to approve what they need
Yeah,
to
planning
approve.
and zoning, right.
Yeah, Voldemort, yeah. So then.
What?
Nothing. Anyway, so that was a joke, friendly comedy around Halloween. Okay, so, once you're at that point and you start to consider, building documents and construction documents and architecture, I strongly encourage the passive house design if you haven't seen it. It's a really great way to reduce natural resource consumption. So right now we happen to be in a drought. We've been in a drought for a few years. Passive house design, if I'm sure if you're working with an architect, they know a bit about
Yeah,
it.
tell me about it. I don't know anything about it though.
It's a great way that it's a way to maximize the efficiency of your building performance so that you use less energy, less
Well, like
resources.
geothermal and things like that?
Geothermal is like one type of renewable energy. Certainly,
Right.
if you have a lot of trees there, so I don't think solar is going to be your best
No.
friend. But heat pumps, you start with an incredibly efficient home, a tight building envelope, which is your walls, your roof, your windows, your doors, your slab.
Right.
Use the natural elements to heat your home, cool your home. That can be, passive solar design. There's just so many wonderful elements to passive
Well, I think
house.
that's becoming much more, the higher end houses, I think, use a lot of what you're talking about.
This is actually just like like how you orient your house, the way you have the roof so that it either lets sunlight in the winter or
Right.
not so much in the summer.
Right.
So natural daylighting, all sorts of elements like that which really work in harmony, buildings with environment.
Yeah.
And utilize the natural environment to light, heat, cool, and run.
Well, I would definitely take that approach with my house. I did my house in 2016, we did a lot of that. The way the house was placed for the sunlight
Yeah.
north and south. The other two lots, I can't guarantee I'm gonna build those houses. That could be somebody
Sure.
that buys it.
Sure.
So just being forward, I don't know if I'd have control over those, but the one lot that in the back that I suspect I'll build on, yeah, I have to taste right
We
off the
take what
rip.
we can get,
Yeah.
but I have to at least recommend it, right?
Yeah,
As I recommend all building to be as energy efficient and resource
now
efficient as possible.
who did I talk to that's ahead? Is it Brian?
Brian
Brian
Pine.
Pines.
Brian Pines. He's part of the group too?
He's the head of the
Land
trust.
Trust.
Okay, Land Trust.
Yeah, so he
Understood.
would be a great person to talk to.
I talked to him a little bit,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
No, I did. So now I'm better understanding the relationship. He's head of the trust that, the property would get deeded to, restricted.
Yeah.
Yes,
And then you guys help
That would
maintain, right.
And on their website, they have a list of people you can contact. All they'll be very helpful. In addition, there's an attorney listed as well who could probably give you some advice on how they typically handle the.
The
Transfer.
transfer of title,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's probably the easy part for all this.
Good.
And
This was a
grants.
fun meeting, and I
Yeah.
appreciate your
Yes.
thoughtfulness and your
Yeah.
consideration to
Well,
the town and the
listen,
environment.
Sharon's been very informative too, so I'm a lot credit for that. But yeah, I'm excited about it. This would be a great outcome, I think, all in all.
Good
Yeah.
luck. Prices
Um,
went up
I
since
couldn't agree
2017.
If you-
Building prices went up since
Now,
2017.
everything's gone up.
A lot.
Yeah, and we recommend, as Ben was saying before, if you have an expert who can walk the property with you, like the area.
Brian wanted to walk it, yeah.
Yeah, just so that they can help identify some of those natural habitats there,
Yeah,
those
and I,
protected habitats.
I have David Irwin's full report, so if you guys have an email, I can send that off to you guys if you want
Sure.
it.
would love it, yes.
It's certainly information I think it's good to have. Here, I'll just, which email do you want
Send
to
it.
send?
Send it Ben, he can pass it around?
Yeah,
Would
do
that
I
be
wanna-
alright?
I'm not sure I want to say it like on,
Well,
I can tell you mine,
Oh.
it's all public
I can
anyway.
send it to,
Diana, or you can send it to Sharon if you
okay, go
want.
ahead, what's yours?
Mine is Diana, Diana, at Earth Forward Group, all one word. earthforwardgroup.com.
Yeah, got it.
that's a better email.
yep,
Earth forward.
Or it's
group.com.
Ben Saves the Trees at Gmail. No. Ben Saves the World. Ben likes to read deep reports at gmail.com.
No,
Sorry.
it's definitely pretty back there. The one thing I was telling the wetlands yesterday is
That's
that
awesome.
Connecticut Light and Power has a maintenance road through there, but they have done a terrible job at maintaining the culverts that they got approved to put in, because they had to cross a stream in 2 spots, and that culvert's completely gone. So I said to them yesterday that I'd be willing to contact them or make repairs to get it back in order again. You know, anything to make the water flow the way it's supposed to, but there is that too. So I just
Did you have
shocked
any
me.
luck connecting with the utility company?
I haven't even tried yet.
Okay.
I went back there all the way back there for the first time in a long time, and we must have had a lot of rain.
That's
year
where
ago.
I used to work, so if you have any trouble.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
reaching anybody, let me know.
I mean, you can't even cross. They couldn't even. They must not maintain the lines, because there's no way you're getting a truck over. I mean, literally the culvert has collapsed. And
Oh,
it's-
that bad storm we had.
yeah, it might have been and eroded, which means that they probably have to rebuild those, which is a good thing, because it keeps
it's
the
good
water
when you were
flowing the
there
way
to-
it's
It also
supposed to.
means they haven't been up there
They haven't been up
since,
there. No, they haven't been
which
up
is a
there.
little scary.
But great. All right. Well, I mean, there's a
Thank
long
you.
process ahead of me
Sure.
with meetings and all
Please
that
let us know
stuff.
if anything, changes
course.
for your expectations there.
Yeah, I mean, my goal would be to get through wetlands. I think that's a big accomplishment if I can get through that. That's probably 2 to 3 meetings, if I was to say. That's
Sure.
2 to 3 months, right? They meet once a month. Yeah, maybe sooner. If I get through that, planning and zoning, yeah. So we'll certainly keep you posted along the way. Stay in contact. Sharon's got my number. I'm not going anywhere. So I'm certainly not giving it away to anybody other than either you or Woodbridge. And honestly, I think that makes the most sense to keep the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we certainly appreciate you coming and talking
Yeah.
to us.
No problem. I learned a little something. So how many miles of trails does you guys maintain?
Harbor knows.
I'm just saying.
How do you not know, Barbara?
I have no idea.
A lot.
How do you get volunteers to do that? You got people that go with
Actually-
chainsaws and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
we have a cleanup day on Saturday at 9
This coming
o'clock,
Saturday, there's one.
121
There are
North
kind of
Racebrook.
two groups,
Come on out.
the land trust, their own people, their own board members.
Right.
Have certain sections of their trails that they attempt to keep clean.
Right.
And some of them are better than others. And then there's a kind of a town, semi-town group, again, volunteers, and they're more active, really. But
It amazes me when we go on Appalachian Trail hikes. Typically, we'll do that. Connecticut's got a nice section. Vermont's got a really pretty section. It
Maine.
amazes me how much work goes into those trails for
Oh.
the bridges and things for people to walk on.
It's
And
just
the trail that they
constant.
cut in sometimes, I'm like, this must have taken years to do. You know, that trail runs all the way down to Pennsylvania.
it goes
Further.
way
Further.
down.
Down. So I give those people a lot of credit.
They use a lot
Virginia.
of Boy Scout Eagle projects to do
Right,
the bridges and the walks and so
right.
forth.
And that was
Starts
the other
in
thing
Maine. Have
too.
you done it in Maine? That's a good.
I haven't done it in Maine yet, but the Boy Scouts
That's
were
amazing.
using the property. They had a clubhouse there at one point. That's since been gone.
Long
time ago.
Now it's down closer to Clark Road.
Yeah. Would you guys consider letting them use that if it was part of the like? Could that go into the deed? Is that
You can
something
do
you guys
whatever you
promote?
want with the deed.
Yeah. Well, I'm just didn't know what's in alignment.
The
with you at all.
Scouts.
I mean, from a practical standpoint, I think what they have at the moment
Is good.
is good.
Right.
Because they did move from up there down to, a good part of Litchfield Turnpike is
Right. How many
is
years ago
parkland.
did that happen?
About 30, I
Yeah.
think, even more maybe.
You got a lot of water company property up there too.
A
That's
lot of water
Yeah.
company, and there's a lot of, most of Litchfield Turnpike, or a good part of it is parkland.
yeah.
There was a family that owned several hundred acres bordering both sides. It's where the Historic Society is,
Oh,
now,
okay.
the museum.
Okay. Yeah.
And that
Nice.
Woodbridge acquired through a HUD grant, which has to be maintained as open space or
Right.
protected land, et cetera,
Right.
et
That's
cetera.
probably a deed restriction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you use HUD money,
Yeah.
You have
You
to.
have to do that.
yeah, yeah.
Great.
So, you'd be joining a very nice area.
Well, I've grown up here my whole life, so you know, Woodbridge, New Haven. My father developed Westgate Village in the '80s.
Westville Village?
Westgate Village.
West.
Oh,
Westgate Village, yeah.
The one on Fountain Street?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I was a stomping grounds. My father developed Presidio Commons, which is condominium complex. But then I will never forget this project. Westgate Village it's got like a really nice courtyard that goes through. It used to have a water fountain where Racket Club, as it heads together, Racket Club was there. There was an eyeglass station there. That's where Bella's Cafe is, like all those
Yeah, yeah,
buildings.
yeah.
Oh, in Westville.
Yeah, Westville, yeah. So. Well, I appreciate you guys inviting me.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
Good
you
luck.
guys have a great weekend.
We
Have a good night.
appreciate
You
it.
too.
you.
Thank you.
We'll see you at the trail cleanup
Any
on
questions,
Saturday.
please just,
Oh, yeah.
9 a.m.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to make that one, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'll,
you know, if you have any questions, please, or need
Yeah.
any help in things, let us know.
well, I'll probably reach out to Sharon because we've got each other on speed dial now, so.
Take care.
Lucky you, lucky you.
Have a good evening.
She's not calling him, she's calling me. When do we see a cell phone?
When he moves to
Yeah,
town.
when he moves to town, we'll hold
When
a
he moves to
spot.
town, he can move, join us.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
right.
absolutely.
Well, that was nice. We're a little bit behind. Sustainability Ad Hoc Committee, don't worry, folks. They're coming next week.
Okay.
Okay, jump the gun. Not next week, I mean next month.
This is Westgate.
Who was
Okay.
that? Who was it?
This Sustainability Ad Hoc
Oh,
Committee,
okay.
I thought they wanted to come this week. I was trying to get them on earlier. But in fact,
So
they
they're
want to come
coming
October.
In October?
Okay.
So, liar, liar, pants on fire. A lot of that happening on this agenda. Next, we have the Fountain Street development on the application, and September 2nd, Ben and I both attended the public hearing, and we spoke. There was about an hour and 15 minutes where the attorney of the developer tried
Stop it.
tried to recommend that we hold the public hearing at a later date. And then he, I think it was the land trust attorney was the one who said, well, everybody's here, so eventually TPZ decided to hear the public comment, which I thought was good. I'm sorry I couldn't go to the other ones. There's going to be another public hearing. I think it's
Oh,
October 6th, right, at their next TPZ meeting.
Yep, 6:30.
And it's not only on the application, but they also filed new documents. I think there was 400 pages on the soil reports. Is that right, Ben?
Yeah, there's like an excavation permit. So there's like 3 separate applications that they're all doing together on the 6th.
I
It's
need a
the
mass
hearing for
break
all
for
3
a
of them.
minute here. The one,
I don't understand how
I don't wanna
they
give anybody
can
behind.
make these applications if they haven't been approved to do a project in the first place. How can they make an application or for excavation and things like this? If the project hasn't been approved.
well, see, now, what I mentioned in my comments was it appears that the developer believes everything is moving forward without any question. The day after the first public hearing on this matter, the developer went out for bid, sending out construction documents immediately after. So they are fully confident that this is going forward. I also want to point out that somebody made a comment, I can't remember who it was, about it being, like private property and they can do whatever they want. I think it's important that we recognize that actually the developer doesn't own the property. That somebody else owns the property, and the sale of the property is contingent upon this application being approved for this project. So, it's an interesting,
And why are they already getting these quotes and?
Probably trying to be efficient and get everything done in a swift manner.
Although
That's a
they
big
said-
contingency though, that's a big contingency.
yeah, plus, they didn't have like their soil tests or anything done, and the other parties haven't been able to respond to it, so I just think it's important that there's, clarity around some of the comments that are made, that the developer does not own the property, that somebody else owns the property, and the sale of the property at Fountain Street is contingent upon this application for this 96-unit building being approved. So,
Excuse me for, I may have missed some things, but the zoning has already taken place and cannot be changed?
there is still an
rezoning?
appeal, I believe, for the zoning regulations. I think there's still an appeal, but the application was filed after the vote. And so the application is allowed under those changes. If the appeal were to go through, any other applications would not be allowed. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, there's a window there where it had been approved. The zoning changes had been approved, and that's when they filed the application. So even if the zoning regulations now are
Appeal.
Reverted back.
repealed or.
Right.
Well, they
But
did,
still-
they did withdraw it, right? They withdrew the
They
application,
withdrew it, but
and during that time, there was an appeal that was filed.
They withdrew the application for the rezoning. Or for
No.
the- or
no,
for the building.
building. But it still was, they got it in while,
Yeah, and the appeal
while it is still allowed.
before the appeal, yeah,
Yeah.
was heard. So. A lot of moving pieces here, Val. We're so glad to have you back.
Thank you.
So that's just a little bit on that development, and I encourage people to look at, all of the documents that have been submitted that they have requested special permits for, special variances, exemptions, right? To look at that and go to the public hearing on October 6th. Make sure your voice is heard, because it does sound like a couple of members of TPZ are listening.
Or write a letter if you can't join
You
us.
said they are listening?
A couple.
We're gonna be ready for a long night because I think there's gonna be presentations by the applicant and by the interveners. And then
Oh.
after that, there'll be public
Sleeping
comments, so,
bags.
yeah, be ready for a long night.
Alrighty. Okay, any other messages on this? It is also important to note that folks from Westville and from New Haven came up to that meeting.
I called some people, told them.
Yeah, they are not happy.
Right there.
They already flood, and they already get water in there, and, they start blasting in that area, and we get another rain like we did last year on August, whatever the date was. And, we start landsliding, so let's hope it doesn't happen.
Yeah, traffic's a big concern for that area too.
Oh, yeah.
I've started taking that route in the morning, different times of the
I
morning.
take it every morning.
It is a nightmare, so I don't know where they got their traffic
trolleys.
information from, but it's,
Just go right down the
I'll
street.
build a helipad in my backyard, start getting a charter, cause that's not fun in the morning.
Oh, no,
It
it's
is
terrible.
backed up, it's bad.
It's there, and that's where Westgate is, it's right down the street. Westgate
Yes.
is there, and then there's, school is right over there. So people are going to school too, right?
And it backs up all the way into Woodbridge, so.
Yeah.
For hours.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay,
Any other comments on the Fountain Street? We can prepare more statements on there. All right, number 2, the Beecher Road property, sorry, I think I put the apartments for that, but it's actually the Beecher Road property and the Seymour Road property have 2 applications before Inland Wetlands for farm applications.
So wait, these are not apartment complexes?
No, I'm
These are-
sorry. I know.
but I went on the inland wetland site where they spell out what it's for, and I was like, woo! And they did do a site visit, which I believe was yesterday evening. So they did go onto the site to inspect it.
You're just trying to keep us on
On our toes.
I think there is another building, just to be clear on Beecher.
There's another beach.
Sorry,
yeah.
there is another Beecher property that's for sale, 75, it's 35 acres, and it is close to the water and sewer. And so that one is of concern, but we haven't heard anything on 75 Beach.
What's
That's
the
all,
ad-
someone's saying, oh, that would be a great spot.
That's it.
No one's called us, no one's come in, we have heard, like when you were telling me Beecher Road Apartments, I'm going,
What are you talking about?
what is her problem? I don't know what she's talking about. And then she goes, that's not what I heard. I'm like,
So the Seymour,
I'm gonna hide these papers from Diana.
according to the inland wetlands agenda from yesterday,
Then you come back and
they
say,
only give a few details, but it seems like Seymour, they wanna do an orchard type thing, maybe a
So it
vineyard.
looks like historically,
And
Seymour,
Beecher Road is
what
chicken coops
address?
and
230 Seymour Road.
yeah, I believe they want to do,
Yeah.
he wants to plant the trees for or the grapes
I
or
think
whatever.
they already were trees there.
Whatever he's doing, yeah.
Hard cider and no.
No,
Yes.
no,
Or
it's
further-
way early, way.
2:30.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to like walk right, really, I think through the woods, he didn't disturb much of that area, I don't believe, for what he's gonna grow.
Yeah.
I thought they were already there.
Oh, they might be.
I thought
That's what I heard.
historically it was a hard cider apple tree and Perry Pear
Yeah, something like that.
Farm.
oh, really?
Maybe once they
Huh.
just.
Now, what's the address of the Beecher?
27.
27.
27. And my apologies to Kathy.
you're welcome.
Giving her headaches.
Headaches.
Yeah, but there are things like chicken coops and other stuff.
Yeah, the other one is movable, like livestock and chicken coops. Did they define what the livestock is?
I don't know, I didn't read it. I just heard about it.
Yeah.
That
So,
would be nice. Field
a-
trip.
as uses of property go, apple orchard, we're starting to see, we can even bring the GS map back up to take a look at it, but we're starting to see, there's recommendations for farmlands to be used as farmlands.
Going down Seymour, would that be on the right-hand side? Going down
I feel
Seymour
like,
House to
is this not the
pond?
trail that we walked over by the
Oh, that's the one further
spring of
down.
the three judges?
That's all.
That's Blue Trail.
All right, let's go to the
That's
GIS.
all
Isn't that the Blue Trail right in front of you?
town-owned and so forth. You're not talking about town-owned property, this is
No,
private.
no, so 230,
Oh, no, it's right off of Route 60, off of 63.
yeah.
Well, that's Route 67, Seymour
Yeah,
Road.
67,
right,
yeah.
so it's right up to, it's close to 63 though, so I passed it over. So.
It's near that Bethany Farm and Nursery. Looks like it's. Oh, did you need
That's
Oh,
on
but
the,
it's on the left-hand side?
no,
left hand side?
Oh,
it's on the left,
okay,
over,
okay,
there's a big
okay, I-
pond there,
I
there's
know.
some
There's a big pond.
houses,
Yeah.
developed.
The old Paulson Pond, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's before the pond. It's before Mapleville.
Looks like it's just
It's right
after
here,
Peck Hill.
after the
Yeah.
pond.
Okay, now I know where you're.
Wait,
Between Acorn Hill and Peck Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah. In that.
Oh, down there.
sorry, up 230 Seymour Road.
That would,
They do have a little bit of flood zone there, but I think that's more inland wetlands business than ours.
that would be nice in Orchard though, to have in Woodbridge.
Yeah, part of their area is farmlands.
Come on.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Right, okay, and then the other one is 27 Beecher.
Antonio Rivera. This is Seymour Road.
map says that real estate agent owns that property.
This 27 looks like about, I don't know, maybe 2/3 or a little less is farmlands.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any critical habitat or natural diversity, no, see that's
What
there.
was the address again?
For the new one, the other one,
27
27
Beecher.
Beecher.
27 Beecher, okay.
A lot of wetlands in there. That's, 60 to 70% accurate.
I'll find out exactly. The new one might be better, but the other one was not. So, I haven't used the new one.
It's funny, it just changed overnight, like from
It was the person decided to switch companies.
who,
We found out just like you did,
who was the person?
the assessor. She handles that.
The assessor did. Oh. Any idea on what they're doing with the town planner? Oh, I guess that's not really on our agenda.
The what?
The town planner
What about the town planner?
is gone?
Who's the town planner?
Do we have a town planner?
They
It's
We
a
had
farm.
one.
they disposed of him.
Who was that?
The town planner, they let him go
Oh,
Where was his office?
Manhattan.
somewhere around
This
here.
had to be how long ago? Not recent.
Oh, well, within some
Yeah,
months.
a couple
Yeah.
months.
Oh, I'd love to know who that is because I work in this building every day and I don't know who the town planner was.
He was it was like an outside consultant.
Right,
It
from
wasn't
New York.
a town employee.
Oh, it's a town
Yeah, it was
consultant
like-
for.
yeah.
He was at the TPZ meetings
Yes.
regularly.
virtually. Right.
Oh, that's a consultant.
in person
Oh,
if
he
you
was
went.
there
Oh, that
in person.
in person a few times. He's the one who had that Rutgers tool that was used to calculate the enrollment numbers that projected
Ben-
4
Ben-
students would be in Beecher because of 96 units.
I think it was
Yeah,
7.
so that's some
Sorry,
consulting firm.
Don't
right
think, look, trust anything I say.
No, he said that the model said 4,
4.
but he would round up because
Yeah,
he wanted,
Okay.
he wanted to be
Accurate.
to round up to 7.
Ben very eloquently recommended a different modeling tool. Okay, so that's those 2 properties. Do we want to check them out or, I can't remember, is Inland Wetlands meeting tonight?
yeah.
I saw
Their
last
meeting
night
was last
was a
night.
meeting or site walk. I can look up, but
Last night it was meeting, so.
So wait, 27 Beecher Road, so it's right across from Beecher.
Yeah,
School, yeah.
Okay, I know this. And what do they want to do with it?
it's just
Chicken
like a farm,
farm.
movable chicken coop.
Yeah, they want to have a little farm.
Okay.
That's nice.
Yeah, I know exactly what this property is. Interesting enough.
I mean, is there any public health law against having so many chickens or?
We can't have a rooster.
You can have, yeah, no roosters and you can have any livestock you want as long as they are kept healthy and clean and all that stuff. There's no set, like
But
if you
there's
want a
set
horse, there's no
acreage,
set
right?
acreage, there's no set acreage.
horse?
not to call anyone out, but when I'm at Beecher Road School, I hear a rooster every morning for the last
Yeah.
10 years. Didn't know the rooster rule.
There's that.
Obviously,
that's
the rooster
for sure.
doesn't know this right?
He's still alive, he's still there. Archie.
So there's
No,
there's
roosters
no
eat. You got that right.
there's no rule on the density of the number of chickens someone can have if they have a chicken farm. So
In New Haven, it was 6.
We
but
have,
I don't think
we don't
Woodbridge-
enforce
think-
livestock.
Oh, wow.
Like I said, a horse you can have on a quarter acre as long as it's healthy, it's well fed.
No,
it's clean.
but there is acreage listed.
I never knew that to be unless it's something
so
that,
this person
That's
could
always
have
been there.
a 10,000 chicken.
and I don't think
farm.
anybody's gonna have 10,000 chickens,
Well-
I don't know, but from what I tell people is we don't have an amount of chickens, but no roosters. That's what I have to tell people when they call me.
And so that letter that they sent over to Chris that she sent me was the only thing that they've submitted.
I guess so, I don't do that, I do building permits.
So yeah, this may be something we want to weigh in on because if there's no limit to the number of chickens, I mean, at some point, chicken farms become you know,
Problem.
detrimental to the environment, and they, you know, huge nitrogen inputs into the ecosystems, and
So these guys
So-
wanna install a grave drive around the property, create level area for greenhouses, chicken coop and livestock sheds, all movable.
With egg prices, it's a great business idea.
Yeah, is it a commercial enterprise or is this just,
yeah,
are they
so,
going to sell the eggs or?
Probably, maybe.
I mean,
Just ask.
I mean, that would tell us how many their chickens we're looking
Right.
at. Or is this a recreational thing? But that's a, you know, I love the idea.
and who approves this? Like, who are they asking?
I think it's before inland wetlands now. I'm trying to find it, but I'm getting an error message on their site. I knew I saw
Yeah.
it yesterday when I saw apartments. I'm not sure what I looked.
Sorry about that.
I'm teasing you again.
Kathy, does it matter the number, is it, or it's commercial or residential in terms of
I
they
don't
wanna?
I don't know. All I know is that's what I tell people.
It's not zoned commercial there, so
No,
It's residential.
it's residential,
Right.
so.
I don't know, you have those
So then
people
it's
on
really-
Center Road that sell eggs. You have people on Newton Road that sell eggs.
Yeah.
They have a little
Yeah,
stand on
you
the
have
side of the
people
road.
on Center Road that sell goats, I mean, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the
The rules
regulations
are.
for the farms are.
No, there are,
Trying to look at the regulation.
yeah,
So can we just send something to inland wetland and just say, like, we have a concern,
or we have a question?
we have a question?
Or look, we need more information on what they're looking to do maybe, so we can weigh in.
Zoning regulations.
And is that the only group that needs to approve this, and then they've got their chicken farm?
One would assume the agriculture
Agriculture Commission.
commission
Right.
needs to weigh in on it, but I don't know whether they do. It's a question.
Okay. Keeping of chickens is allowed by right. Keeping of animals other than hens, grooming, animal daycare, farmers, temporary permit, roadside stand for selling products only of the farm or orchard on which it stands. Commercial farms need to be 5+.
I guess what's confusing me is, you know, there's a lot of people that have chickens in town, they don't have to go get approval from inland wetlands, so it seems like,
A bigger plan.
you know, like, why are they doing this unless it's a much bigger thing?
What does AR stand for, Kathy, do you know? All it says is, grooming, no, animal grooming, no. Keeping of chickens, the keeping of roosters is prohibited.
I have heard a rooster, I wonder if that was a feature.
I have heard a rooster, it's on my road. Yeah, so why don't we send a message over to inland wetland? It's interesting because there's not even a horse regulation anymore, and there was a horse regulation in here before. Oh, more regulation updates. Properly noticed. Okay, so we will send, Ben, would you like to draft?
Sure.
Draft a note and I can send it over?
Sounds good.
We'll send to
Chris?
Chris and inland wetlands, right?
Well, Chris Solovich, she takes the documentations in, letters in.
Well, we can draft a note to another commission if we,
I don't know if you're supposed to do that, or you're supposed to go through her and then she gives it to the commission.
oh, because the application's open?
Probably, but that's what I've heard her tell people. You really shouldn't go directly to members, you go.
Not
Email
to
her.
individual members, but we can send something over to the
But
commission.
I don't think there's just an inland wetlands commission, there's, everybody's separate. I could be wrong, but you're better off sending it to her and she will send it to commission.
Okay.
As you wish.
That's what I hear in my office.
Well, I want you to hear all
We're not
happiness.
allowed to
I don't think
Directly.
you're supposed to, like, I don't think, with all, say, the Fountain Street going on, they want, like, someone to call the head of whoever the next, meeting is or whatever and start chit-chatting. There's ways, ask Chris, call her tomorrow, Barbara, and ask her, and there's ways to notify. Maybe you can, I'm just saying from what I heard, you're better off emailing her and she'll give it to all the commissioners.
So Chris is kind of like plays the same role for inland wetland that she
Yes.
plays for TBZ? Oh,
She's
okay.
TPZ, Inland Wetlands, and Land Use Agency.
Oh,
She's
okay.
all three
Oh.
under one person. So, yeah, zoning.
So the Woodbridge, any other questions on that? Okay, thank you for the guidance, your counsel is always wonderful.
Try.
The Woodbridge Country Club. The final report that was presented recently at the Board of Selectmen meeting. Does anybody have a chance to read it?
I don't think it wasn't up as of a few days ago.
Okay.
I think they were trying to put it up with like draft watermarks because at the last meeting, they had 7 days to give feedback and then they were gonna like do the final release. So I'm not sure if it's
Who
up
had
yet.
7 days to get feedback?
The Board of Selectmen had 7 days to give like minor feedback to Cooper Robinson.
7 days.
Uh-huh.
Wow, we think our turnaround is tight.
Yeah, so Cooper Robinson did sort of like the final presentation and then the board members had 7 days to give feedback and then I think they're gonna release it, is my understanding.
Into the wild.
Into the wild, yeah.
Okay. TBD.
So I do have a couple points on that.
Okay.
So I was wondering, in a sense, now that we have a master plan, could we have some conservation organizations review it and tell us their opinion of whether, what's the ecological impacts of it or something?
Like the other Chris Sullivan with a C?
Yeah, so that might be one, the Southwest Conservation District.
That's the same one.
Maybe I don't know, maybe CT Audubon would review it.
Yeah,
I don't know, it's just an idea because,
it's a great idea.
now there's an actual, so they can actually look at, individual sites, like, okay, you're gonna put houses here, like, what's the effect of that on the current habitats? Because up till now, we've been just saying, this
Generalized.
whole site is important and the, Cooper Robinson has made comments about like, oh, we're keeping the most important ecological and but, they actually don't,
No,
I don't think they can say that, they don't have the expertise to say that
they
sort of
don't
thing.
know it, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it would be good if we could have some professional, conservation, environmental people
That's
review
an
it.
excellent idea. And under the same token, if indeed this ends up with the 115 acres, I think we need to form a plan of making sure that it gets an easement on it, to
It's preserved
literally,
legally.
I mean,
Yeah,
preserve it, it's not just left as open space.
so this is something that I also want to talk about.
Undefined.
That exact thing. So this could be a strategy that we have, is that, okay, they've got a plan, and we don't agree with the plan, but we all agree that the 115 acres should be protected. So should we just like push for that?
Sorry,
Like,
are they
as soon
calling
as
it open
possible.
space, which includes open space, passive recreation, and recreation as they defined it? Is that what they're
That's
talking?
how I interpreted it.
115 acres, because
I think it's the, yeah, I don't think they're envisioning like ball fields and stuff. They have, I think it's really like
It's
undeveloped.
because there's pictures of open space where manicured lawns.
Yeah, I don't think that's in the plan
I think-
now.
They're at least they were talking about things like the sledding hills and that kind of recreation. Not, but that can all change, and that's why I'm saying there's got to be some kind of a strong,
Yeah, because we can now say, hey, here's an area where we all agree. And it's your plan.
And it needs to be.
Let's do it.
It needs to be, because I have heard not that long ago by people who are well connected that is being saved in case it needs to be used by the town in the future for other things.
Yeah.
So
Well
I think-
connected, be careful, don't cross Barbara. She finds out.
Ben, can you elaborate on the second strategy about just outright, what were you about to say, rejecting it? Was that your second strategy?
Well, I think the risk in us pushing for those 115 to be protected is that might be taken as like we're
losing
we
ground.
think the other part is okay for them to develop. So I just think we have to be really clear that we think the whole thing should be protected, and we can fight over the other parts
Later,
separately, but we all agree this should be protected. So
take what we've got for
You know,
now
It
and
needs to be
protect it.
It just
protected,
seems
and
like we
that's
should
the,
start-
that's the operative word, and I don't think they have any intention of protecting it, they're just leaving it.
mhm.
You know,
That's why I don't
it's
think
not being used now, kind of thing.
I don't know if I agree with your first strategy, because you're kind of lending more credence into it, you're getting more into it, and the second strategy is you're rejecting it and going with the entire preservation of the 115 acres. The first one is, now we're getting people to come in, is that a strategy to prevent it, or?
Oh, sorry. Can I jump in real quick? Because I think I can help, or I don't want to talk for Ben, but
Go ahead.
my interpretation of what Ben said first was, first we work with some environmental like-minded groups, have them review the plan that finally gets posted, and allow these environmental experts provide feedback on what the impact would be to the to the environment, to the ecosystems, to the habitats. Is that right, Ben?
Mhm.
And so to get their input on this is, if they're looking
The part
forward,
that's
what
being
would happen?
developed.
If you go forward with this plan, here's what you're going to encounter, exactly, right, going to deal with. So that's the first strategy, is let's, sort of rally the troops to get some external parties to support with documentation and expertise what the impacts would be from that plan. If they develop XYZ housing here, football club there, I'm making words up now, but you get the idea. And then the second thing is to continue to say, and Betty, correct me if I get any of this wrong, the second part is continue to say, we think that you need to preserve 155 acres of this 155 acres.
Right.
But while we're still dealing with the other 40, we all do agree this 115 needs to be preserved. So let's move forward with preserving that legally and protecting it and deed restricting it, and then we'll get back to the other 40 acres.
Well, it was 40 out of the, 40 of it, okay.
Ish.
Mhm.
How'd I
Yeah.
do?
Yep, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
no, that's
thinking,
what I
so,
understood. I understood what he said.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought as a strategy, I guess we're looking for a reason why, and in this one, we're just an outright rejection of the 115 on the second one, without giving the reason.
No, those are two strategies together.
Yeah, we do both of them
Oh,
because
okay.
the first one would give us ammunition to fight for the other 40.
Stop the plan.
Yeah, so, but so I guess it's sort of more of the protection can be maybe a two-phased approach because we have this plan. First protect what we all agree on, and then try to protect the rest, because the part that they want to develop on, we still want to protect that.
The 40 acres is where the housing is, and,
Mhm.
um,
Potential.
potentially, yeah.
That's right.
So along those lines, something else that's in the plan is like starting a Friends of organization, so, a volunteer organization that's like Friends of the Country Club. Which I also think is a good idea for us to push, because the more people we get interested in that and the more friends we have with the country club, I think the more interest there's going to be in protecting it. And, these are all,
It depends upon what the friend's aim is.
well, real friends, not frenemies.
We got enough of those in town already.
But yeah, it just seems like that would also be a smart thing to do. And I mean, these are all in the master plan, so, I can't see anybody disagreeing with any of this because, it's all in the plan.
I just went on the site, looks like there's an updated survey that, I remember a few meetings ago, we kind of expressed some concern about how the only option
Here's a new
to weigh in
survey.
on the plan, it always included housing, no matter what and it seems as though I'm late to the game, but there's an improved survey where you don't have to be forced into selecting housing as one of the options, where there is a green space only option now, so I
When
don't,
did that survey?
I just happened to look.
After everybody took
After,
it.
after they were chosen.
So I don't know if this is still something they'll look at, but I'm taking it now and clicking green space only every opportunity I get. With the exception of a few other things. I think a nature center would be a nice thing to do to kind of educate and, but yeah.
Beer garden.
No, we've already got that. We don't need
We do? Oh, yeah.
So I guess the other question is, do we want to have another written response once they release the actual plan? I mean, we kind of released an interim response that was we don't think the process is fair and we don't like their direction it's going. But now that it's out, we could, read it and come up with another response if we wanted.
Oh, gosh.
I didn't understand the word, and maybe I missed, did I see the words workforce housing?
Mm-hmm.
What exactly does that mean?
That's gonna be the way they described it is if they get senior living there,
Okay.
right? Or 55 plus area.
Mm.
And then after you can no longer live there, you go to assisted living facility. And then all the people who are gonna work there at the assisted living facility, there'll be some workforce affordable housing, if you will, for them to live in. That was how it was described in one Board of Selectmen meeting.
You can see the results too, which are interesting.
Yeah, that's the idea.
I think that, can I just say something? I just feel that, and I don't know if this is the right time to talk about it, but
577 people.
I feel that that is,
Share the link.
it's just so easy to do things, just do this without any kind of, I think last month Ben talked about possibility of having housing but maybe not there. And maybe, remember you talked about maybe having it different parts of
Town that's already developed.
Exactly, so a part of, being, you have to think of different ways of doing things. And my objection to some of the housing is lack of control. That's, for me, is what I see as a problem of lack of control of the housing once it's developed. Meaning someone else is going to manage it, someone else is going to make sure it's secure, and that's, for me, is a problem. And so, why couldn't the housing initiative people come up with a different solution in a different part of the city, which already has city water, already has city sewers, and possibly the town of Woodbridge buys it. The town of Woodbridge there's an ad hoc committee and the town of Woodbridge becomes the developer. And then once, because that bill, the 830G bill, never said who had to live there. They just said it had to be 80% of the median. And why hasn't there ever been any thought for Woodbridge controlling its own destiny, putting up 28 units, and putting the people in, making some of them affordable, and then setting their own parameters? Because for me, that's been an issue, is having another entity, a housing authority, the federal government. The whole idea of affordable housing, and I studied this, it was a great idea back in the 40s, but it was executed poorly. That was what happened. Houses should last 200 years. The whole concept failed in about 50. The whole concept failed throughout the country. They came in the 40s, and by the 70s, they were in trouble. And by the 90s, they started tearing them down. So that's why I'm opposed to some types of housing. But if the town basically developed it themselves, the housing, and then put their own parameters around it, around the people living there, meaning time limitations, meaning you have to have a job, you have to be skilled, you just like limit your own parameters. We don't have to go with parameters from another town or from another agency. That might be more appealing than having a third party oversee something that may not in 20 years be considered blight. Because your idea is only as great as it's executed. And that for me that's my issue about what's going on. So I thought, and I have a place in mind, but I don't want to say it on television, but there was a place in mind, very close to New Haven, you know, that you could put duplexes, and then the town ends up controlling it. It's the town's. It's not some third party.
Right, and that's sort of like, you know, what we thought we were getting into with the Merritt Avenue property when they presented to us all those years ago, and it was, you know, duplexes and affordability. And they've built duplexes and there's nothing about them that's affordable.
Nothing.
They didn't build them. They
They built some. They built some.
They didn't build a whole,
Not that subdivision yet, no.
no, they didn't build it.
No, it's not even started.
Yeah. That to me is more of an amenable solution to what every town is facing. And I think we went to one of those
Right,
sessions.
and the question is whether or not the town wants to get
Yeah,
involved into
That
housing.
would be the big, but then you would have control.
Right, but then it does age out after what, 30 years, 50 years? I can't remember.
So I know that they did discuss that with the master plan for the country club property. I know it was discussed. I remember Mika bringing it up a bunch of times, whether they could either build their own or they could lease the land to kind of like Lucy Street. But it sounds like they didn't go in that direction. I don't know why with the master plan part of it, but.
I don't, they talked about this with the Woodbridge Country Club
Yeah.
of the town owning the housing,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
but then not owning the land.
No, only, so they talked about two options. They talked about, well, exactly what you said. Should the town just build their own, like, we own the land, let's just build something on it and we own it. We're the landlords. And then they also talked about, could we lease the land to a developer and they develop it, but we're the landowners and so we have some control over it. Which is how they do
Over the
it.
improvements, over the houses themselves.
Yeah, and that's how they do it with Lucy Street. But it sounds like they didn't go with those options, I'm not sure why, for whatever reason, but they did talk about it.
I would think that the
But
developer would
that
not want to.
still be possible. Because in the plan, they're saying there's going to be, this area is going to be developed and that area is going to be developed, et cetera, right? They're not, they
Yeah,
haven't
but-
gotten further.
A lot of the stuff they have to do is to make it attractive to developers. So it's kind of, I think the direction that they're going is they want to sell it to a developer and have the developer do it, is where they landed. That's my understanding. Because they're talking about zoning overlays and you know, all this stuff that to signal to developers that it's ready, you know, it's ready for you guys to build some houses.
I skipped the last question.
I did too.
What, because all of the plans include housing, so you are
I
able
think
now to
this is a
skip
survey
it.
from before.
I think so, but I didn't, it feels a little different because now you can actually pick just green space, whereas before you were kind of forced to pick housing in every
Yeah.
question. So
And I know the Lucy Street thing.
or maybe I'm imagining it.
They did have some problems with that because the owner of the building was not, I don't know, keeping up, maintaining the various facilities. And so it was a hardship on the people there, but then the town felt kind of responsible because they were the landlords. So I think they voted to give the owner of the building like a big tax break so that he could actually just like update the stuff that, you know, he probably should have been maintaining in the first place.
Right, but then.
So it kind of gets you into, that model
But
gets
he
you into
was the
some problems
landlord
too.
though, the owner was the landlord,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be the landlord. Woodbridge is not the landlord, the owner was, and that's what I'm saying, if Woodbridge was the landlord, they would be able to maintain it the way that they want, and they would also collect the rents. That's the one thing about real estate, it, you know, doesn't end, you end up collecting the rents, and you help, you know, refunnel that money back into the town, so it's a way of doing it, yes, you'd have to have a whole different.
A whole other,
Right,
Like a public
but-
housing commission.
But you have, then you at least, you're not gonna be looking at something down the road where you have something and that's not what we want, you want it, and it's like a compromise. But I'm not saying to lease it, I'm saying do the whole thing, take the property, lease it, start with something like 28, 25, and then rent it out. And then we're meeting our obligation. And then no one can say anything, and they can't, and then hopefully, maybe everything would go away, and then, you know, you're not gonna have the high rise, you're not having this because you're meeting your obligation and you're doing it in a place that already has the infrastructure already in place, rather than starting all over. I mean, that, you know, there are places in Woodbridge that have the infrastructure where you don't have to blast and put well and septic and then take a beautiful piece of property. It's this, it's, there are places in town that could accommodate that. And then-
Already.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's what, but why is
That's
anybody
another-
suggesting
that's-
this? Everyone's
Maybe you could-
focused on the Woodbridge Country Club. There's other places to talk
Do you
about.
think you could make some suggestions to the housing committee? I mean,
When we have, and I've
they would
asked to have the
probably
meeting,
love
we
to
need to
hear.
have the meeting.
Actually, that brings up a good point, and I think that's later on in our agenda, which I'll get right back to you. But regarding the Woodbridge Country Club, I think right now, we're waiting on the report to come up, and if you have time to review and you want to put thoughts together on a response, which I know you have more time than everybody, if there's, I'm willing to help you with that too. Then also, I do, if you want to identify the handful of environmental groups, experts that we want to send the final report to get their opinion.
Yeah, what are some ideas? Just throw some names out. So we said Southwest Conservation District.
The Audubon Society, and
I mean, I wonder if even Nature Conservancy.
Cacuac, yeah. Cacuac?
Maybe.
Let's give us, everybody take some time to think about it over the next week.
Okay.
And then also, let's write a memo to the Board of Selectmen to protect the, our recommendation that they move forward with protecting the 115 acres. If they're gonna accept the report. Thoughts on that?
It seems to me we should develop a strategy for that.
Yeah, I almost feel
I
like,
wouldn't just go in and say, hey, do
Like,
it, because
could-
you know they're not going to.
could we work with the land trust or something and like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
that's what I
if we
think
could
too, like
get
we
the-
should have like a real plan and go in there and be like,
Right.
you know, we've done our work and here's how to do it, you know?
Sign on the dotted line.
Yeah. Everybody raise your hand, alright, it's done.
Right, okay. Just looking at my spelling here. Okay, so, should we then, connect with the land trust on that?
Yeah, I feel like I feel like that would be
Okay,
the first place to go.
alright, I'll take that on if you want. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Good. Thank you. And if everybody by the end of next week has any other environmental groups that we think should review this, that would be wonderful. Maybe there are some folks at Yale.
Yeah, possibly.
Nature centers,
We have the,
bat professionals. Before it's midnight.
Conservancy possibly,
Nature Conservancy, yeah, I think I mentioned that.
and deep,
Yeah, I wonder if Deep would do it.
I think they might.
Yeah, they might.
Especially given, you know, David's familiarity with town and some of the other things in there. Okay, are we ready to move on to item 3 of old business?
4.
This one's quick.
Don't say 3, let's go to
4,
4.
say 4.
Oh my god, I can't even read. 4. Alright, there's gonna be a photo op. Sharon and everybody and Barbara have worked so hard on getting us signs for our historic sites. 10 sites, right?
No, we have
15.
14
14.
sites,
Wow.
and 4 have not been put up. 10 have been put up. The signs are there,
Nice.
and the QRs work, and they go
Oh,
back
wow.
to the written word.
Question is whether or not your cell phone service works.
We checked each site, well, until the end. One of them I asked them not to put in because I'm not totally positive you can actually see the site from the trail, from where it's gonna be. Massaro Farm, they're deciding where they want the sign put. The one for the town center, actually I was coming in here today and Allison said she'd been talking to Sharon about it, and the suggestion is putting it right on the corner of the grass of the town hall, which is not really on the trail, but it's kind of where people would come out or start going in or whatever. It's very well populated, as it were.
Good foot traffic.
And, yeah, and it's about the 4 different buildings. And then there's a 4th one that I don't even know which it is, the 4th one that hasn't been put up.
Okay.
I haven't learned.
Well, thank you to
But we
everybody.
had, I mean, the town has really done a yeoman's job in actually installing these signs, so.
And that was, what's his name?
Timmy Anderson. Well, Adam Parsons.
Yeah, Adam Parsons.
But Timmy and I went out to all the different sites so I could show him, and then he's the one physically that's been
Thank you
overseeing
to
there.
Adam and Timmy for all their help.
And what's the photo op?
Pardon?
We're gonna do a photo op before our next
We're doing
meeting.
kind of a dedication, opening.
Ribbon cutting, 5:45. We're coming a little early to our next meeting.
Okay.
And then also Sharon never misses an opportunity to eat, so
She wants to do a
she wants to do a potluck, you know how it is. So we're gonna fill our faces while we meet.
Okay.
But in order to get fed, you must be in
Bring.
the photo short, and because that's how I spelled it. And I think Sharon's got matching shirts for all of us to be even cuter.
Oh,
Who's taking the photo, or can I take the photo?
You can't take the photo to be in the picture.
I don't need to be in the picture.
Oh, yes, you do. I can take the photo.
No, but we'll get to it in new business under item 2, but for the social media purposes, you know, I'm certainly happy to
you get the
say so. Anyway, that keeping us.
Unless you bring your mini-me as your stand-in.
Oh.
But Barbara, while we're here, I've only done one lesson plan, my charcoal mounds.
And Diana has not done hers yet.
Do you have another suggestion that you want me? I think slavery is too hard. I don't know if I could do that one. No.
What are some of the
I'll
other?
give you a suggestion.
Yeah, I would like one too.
One of them might be fun to do the Leatherman.
The Leatherman?
Leatherman.
Leatherman.
I
Sounds
told my
interesting.
kids about the Leatherman and they were very into him for a while.
Yes.
So
Might be fun.
third
Okay,
grade
I'll
at
do them.
Beecher, there's a huge emphasis on Woodbridge history. So,
Cool.
because my daughter's in third grade, my son went through Beecher and in third grade visited the Darling House, the old schoolhouse, town hall. It's like a big deal in third grade, and so my daughter will be doing it again. So I think it might be nice to have something specific for that visit, that maybe someone can maybe, you know, if there's a nearby sign, or maybe that's part of their little circuit that they do for their field trip.
You mean the
Well,
Darling House?
yeah,
Not
there
the-
is
Or
a
the-
sign
At
there.
the Darling House.
Well, it's not exactly there, but it's at the end of the field there.
Yeah.
They sort of, that's an idea.
Could be an opportunity to
I'm not
integrate the
sure they're
lesson
there
plans
long
or.
enough, but we do
The
have
Darling
an
House again?
No, just
outside.
the lesson plans for the signs in general, you know, if, as you come up with them, or maybe it's something they can talk about as part of their instruction this year. It's something I could certainly bring up with our third grade teacher to see if they'd be interested in kind of mentioning it to the kids and.
Got it.
I'll talk to you about the Leatherman later, Barbara.
Okay.
I don't know who he
And I would
is.
like a suggestion also, so I can pull my share. Okay. Any other updates? Everybody remember to wear your finest matching Conservation Commission t-shirt. Next meeting. Item number 5, the birds and the bats and the bees, Ben.
Birds and the bees. Yeah, so we have the final report from Devon Fraser, who is the bat biologist from DEEP. And it's pretty cool. She found 6 of potentially 8 species on the country club property.
Wow,
Um,
that's even more.
Yeah, all of which
Well, listeners,
are,
this is what you've been waiting for since the beginning of this meeting.
Yeah, so including a major nest site for the CT endangered eastern small-footed bat.
No way.
Yeah, so that they have a major, like, I'm not sure what it's called, rookery or something around the pond area. All of the other 6 are also either CT endangered or CT special concern, except for big brown
roost.
bat. Apparently big brown bats are very common, so that's the only bat that's not endangered, but all the rest are. I asked Devon if she wanted to come and present. She told me she likes coming and presenting, so I'm still waiting to hear back from her, but hopefully we can have her to explain everything she found. And I thought it'd be useful, I want to just sort of read into the record part of her report. The Woodbridge Country Club is used by a multitude of bat species, including several state endangered species that are affected by the deadly disease white nose syndrome. The small pond near the northeast area of the property supports high levels of foraging and detected eastern small-footed bats on all 5 survey nights. Given that this area supports such high bat diversity and activity, and this area refers to the whole country club site, along with the valuable pollinator habitat, including extensive milkweed fields, the reverted golf course may be an important natural resource for a variety of important species. Maintaining the property as a natural recreational area is a great opportunity for implementing conservation actions at the local level, which may benefit an array of species regionally and provide town residents with a direct experience of local biodiversity. Strategic installation of bat houses on the property could additionally provide a wildlife viewing experience for residents and a critical resource for state endangered species. So this could be a good project for the Friends of organization that we'd like to start. And so this full report should be on the Conservation Commission website. I haven't checked, but I heard that it was there, and so if anybody wants to download it and look at it, you're welcome to.
Do you know if she targets like specific areas when she was moving around her microphones?
She,
I'm just curious if it like, if there's an overlap with what the final report looks like with areas.
yeah, that's a good question.
She might be a good one to weigh in on the final report.
Yeah, because she knows the area really well, and she's got all the data there, so. Yeah, it's a good question, I'm not sure.
Which one was it that's like super endangered that she found? The small eastern footed?
Yeah, I don't know which one is like, I think there were several that were CT endangered. There's two that are, the two that she didn't detect are the two federally listed endangered species. So we don't have those, but we have all the rest, all the other CT endangered species.
Wow. And a bat's nest is called a roost.
So yeah, so we've got bats, which is cool.
6 of them. That's awesome.
That's a
We're- Very big thank you to Devon. Okay, all right, updates from other commissions. I think we talked already about this, Ben and I went to the TPC public hearing. We put our input in. And we also provided some of us provided input to the POCD draft response to the Board of Selectmen. There were 2 things we were speaking at the Board of Selectmen about last board meeting that we attended. What were they?
Oh, the other one was the ordinance for the
Housing?
Housing Commission. Yeah.
Yeah, I made some recommendations on ways that they could, work with conservation. I also made a recommendation that they have an ex officio conservation member. I can't remember.
So in terms of you guys have probably all heard the news about the POCD, so.
What was the news, Ben?
A lot of us, worked on this response to the POCD, and I think we joined, our voice was joined by many other voices, but I do think that, our response had some weight. And they actually voted unanimously to reject the POCD as submitted by the TPZ, yeah. And, they cited a lot of the issues that we mentioned. They also made a motion to recommend the TPZ appoint a special committee to work on and help complete the POCD. So that is, appoint a committee of people other than TPZ, so include conservation, include other groups.
Economic development, trail recreation.
They're allowed to do this, and TPC's allowed to do this under state statute, which
Yeah, it's called the steering committee.
Yep. And then they also voted unanimously to submit all of their feedback. And they specifically called out to submit the feedback received from the Conservation Commission. So it does sound like, we did have some weight in the decision, which was great to hear.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Thank you
excellent.
to the
Good
selectmen.
Now, in conjunction with that, because I've been at the CUPOP meetings, I found it very interesting and disconcerting
Kathy's letting us know that she's gonna close if we don't wrap up soon.
that
That's
they
quiet down,
are
everyone.
continuing to do feedback on a PO. They didn't consider it as rejected. They went line by line through
Well,
the,
it
Who's
hasn't,
they, the Board of Selectmen?
no, the CUPOP.
TPZ can do whatever they want with it.
Yes,
is the
exactly. They
thing.
don't have to accept the rejection. They can accept it anyway.
So likewise, we could actually update our feedback. We can provide feedback to them up until they have the public hearing. And they haven't even scheduled a public hearing yet. So if we wanted to,
I thought
update our-
the feedback had to be in by the 10th.
no, I think you can
Well,
still.
so the Board of Selectmen were arguing that what
that
they
was
were
the Board of
given,
Selectmen
the Board of
speaking.
Selectmen was arguing that what they were given was not a comprehensive, complete final draft, because it was missing things.
There's lots of things
Yep.
that was missing.
So I think they had asked that they could move the deadline of the review back, because they didn't have enough time. But then ultimately, I think they voted to reject it.
And I think the 10th was only applicable to the Board of Selectmen. I think the public or
No, that was
other,
the public,
Others
it was
can
the public,
still-
it was the
Can
input.
still,
Yeah.
because I was confused with that. They spent a lot
Sorry.
of time going through it.
That was the 60-day window for feedback on the POCD, but I think because the Board of Selectmen were saying that this wasn't a complete document that they had received, that they didn't think the 60-day window started, or something like that.
Yeah, I know they met with a
We can-
lawyer about whether they could do something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the answer was.
but I believe that TPZ can still receive feedback even now.
Yeah,
And, you know, up until the public hearing, I believe,
Which they haven't
which
said.
they haven't scheduled yet, yeah.
it'll probably be October 6th. They have a light agenda that night.
Yeah, it was October 6th.
It was supposed to be October 6th, and they've moved
So,
POCD feedback.
so we'll, you know, who knows what they're gonna do, because they've got such a big meeting on the 6th, so they might have a special meeting to talk about this, and then we'll find out.
Is there a deadline for them to approve it?
There's
To
not a,
submit to the state.
yeah, we're already late submitting to the state. And so that's the only, there's some pressure to submit because some grant funding will not be available if we don't have a. But then there was also some talk about, apparently in the statute it says either you have to submit a new one or an amended one within 10 years, and we actually amended it 2 years ago. So there was some discussion about, well, does that
Oh.
count?
Do we even need to do it?
Yeah,
Do we need to do it at all?
so
You do?
Or maybe they'll just wait
Or
till
we
after
can
the
amend it.
November election to see how that shakes out. One of those things.
So, as I said, they went through the implementation document line by line and discussed wherever they were mentioned, whether they agreed that they should be lead or assistant or whatever, or also said in other places, we think we should be part of this one way or the other, et cetera, et cetera. That's what they did. They spent a lot of their last meeting doing that.
Yeah, they got a lot of feedback.
Should we make our letter or your letter available to the public in some way to kind of see, or is that kind of out of bounds?
I think it's
Educate
public
folks?
because, so I have two answers. So, I don't know if you saw like Sheila publishes like a
A
newspaper.
little newspaper, yeah.
And so she, I think included in there was our feedback.
Okay, I didn't know this.
The other thing is I've emailed Allison to see if there's some way that we can have like stuff that we kind of like write like on our website somewhere, you know? And I don't know if Kathy has heard this, but Allison said Kathy is going to learn how to do that. And so I imagine that's probably.
After you
So-
teach everyone how to use GIS.
Well, could they teach one of us? I mean, that's something. I would
Yeah,
recommend
that's
doing.
kind of the last I heard, and so I wanted to see like, okay, what
Kathy's
exactly are you
reaction.
saying? Yeah.
Hasn't made it downstairs yet.
Or, no.
Are we
Yeah,
allowed
so-
to do that, put a differing opinion or our opinion when it might conflict, that we're allowed to just do that without going through Christine Sullivan or anybody, we could just.
Yeah,
I just assumed it was public information,
It
you
is
know,
public,
like,
I mean,
yeah.
so,
if we send it to
it
the
may not
board.
agree with other parts of the government, but it's public.
I mean, that's our job, is to send
And I
out
think-
recommendations.
Speaking of which, I think we should make it more public, because I know that there are, at least there were, maybe it's changing a bit, but there are thoughts around town that we're not being strong enough in our opinions for conservation.
Just a thought, I mean, I didn't mean to rail us, but I feel like that's such good work and such good input
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
feedback that
Exactly.
it would really be
Is
a
there a
benefit.
place you would like social media or wherever else you could recommend?
I mean,
I mean, I don't know, I think the length might be a deterrent for social media, but I think at the very least on the Conservation Commission page, I mean,
yeah, we can put it up there. So I don't know if you guys have seen the page. It's very unwieldy.
like all of the other commission
Kathy will give us a
pages.
tutorial.
No, Kathy has to get a tutorial because Kathy doesn't do pages. I learned about 5 years ago and never had to do anything
So
on my building
you
department.
know, like
Yes, it's
I'll
very
email
scary.
Allison and ask her to post something to our page, and it just sort of, you know, this is all of our reports from the CCW.
We should put the bat report on there too.
Yeah, it is up
Oh, it is
there,
a bit.
yeah. So this is the only thing that I've gotten so far is just this long list of. So we could put our minute, you know, our like I'd like to have different sections and stuff. Like,
Yeah, it would be
and like
nice
a news,
to,
you know,
Unfortunately,
photo tiles.
for many,
Make
many,
it more
Yeah.
appealing. Again, if she's willing to give me that kind of, she probably wouldn't want to give me that kind of access, but
no, here's the thing.
I'll
you
probably
know-
have, if they mention me, I'll talk to Allison about it.
Could
figure it
so
out.
maybe could I've got kind of an email chain. Well, I'll finish
Okay.
my thought. I've got an email chain with Allison. Could I include you and Kathy and just say like, hey, let's figure out how to make this happen? Because it.
Without like.
I don't want to add work to you. I'm happy.
No,
to
but I don't know if it's it's an internal computer thingamajig that we sign into, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
but
what-
Tim had access to one at one point. He was updating files.
But I know whatever I do,
Okay.
either way, whatever I do, like say, I'll have to learn it. Boom, I learn it. It still goes to someone up here to get approved before it gets posted. I don't just hit post and it goes through.
Yeah, ideally, it'd be nice to have a banner
Do you know what I mean?
image linking
Yeah.
to like.
Okay,
the
so
latest
real
things.
quick,
Something
on
other
the
than
town's
this.
website, real quick, on the town's website, because this was the same website we had in Brantford, many of the towns all have the same website. It's cookie cutter, it's not like Squarespace where you have a lot of flexibility to make it look all posh and user-friendly. It is what it is, you get what you get. And it is like, you can list things
It has.
and you can put words on it, but
Banner, right? Go ahead. I'm sorry. to interrupt.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I'm saying there's like very little that you can do. So more to come on that. We're leaving it to Ben to talk about posting our POCD draft response.
Yeah, because at this point we've sort of written a bunch of things that would be good.
Yeah, because they do put things down there
Like
that they
that.
care about, like the conservation. Oh no,
It has
sorry.
the capability of doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they could put our stuff up there too
Can
if they
we-
wanted.
Since it's public, can we have like paper copies of our response? I could just kind of have them at the library.
Yeah.
People
You want to email it to Barbara?
We can, I can have even
Print
a loose leaf notebook just sitting there with under our trail maps, just saying these are the responses or whatever we want to say.
Okay,
Information from the Conservation Commission
Yeah.
or something like that. And
that would be
because
great.
people do look at it. They see things there. I think that they don't.
What was the end result on social media? Allison said we could post.
Do you want to skip to that now, and I'll just give you the update?
Sure.
Okay, so over the new business sector. So I've exchanged a couple of emails with Allison. She was going to consult with someone within the organization about whether we could have our own social media channel. I have not heard back. I mean, obviously there's a lot of more pressing things going on in town, so I
She's
understand.
been on vacation.
And she's been
Yeah.
on vacation, so a lot of different things. So now that we're kind of out of that summer fog, we'll regroup with her. At the very least, we do have the ability to send her content, and she is open to posting it on our behalf. So I think at the very least, it would be good to kind of kickstart our little mini campaign with the signage event that we're gonna have. I'd love to do something around the bats around Halloween. I know that's
that would
cliche,
be
but make it really
nice.
fun.
Trail cleanup,
Trail cleanup,
That's
so
such a good idea.
I know I can't be everywhere, so if you are at things like the trail cleanup and take a few photos, it will make it so much easier for me to just write stuff up and get it over to Allison while she investigates more. I don't know what the barriers are, so I just don't understand enough, you know, why we couldn't just have our own channel that the town would help us promote and reshare and like and whatnot, but at least she's open to posting things on our behalf. So
Sure.
I think the signage event is a great way to kind of build more because it's like the biggest thing we've done as a commission, so I think that'd be a good way to kind of launch it. Create a conservation hashtag so they could follow the hashtag.
Lesson plans. and
Lesson
signs.
plans, and we could really do a lot.
Okay.
I have a question, and I don't know that much about social. Would it be appropriate to have any kind of discussion boards on, because I often wonder what is the pulse, I know what our pulse is, and 'cause we show up, but what is the pulse, I have no idea what the pulse is for the rest of Woodbridge.
Sure.
In terms of, and I don't think they know what we know. If I wasn't on this committee, I wouldn't have all the kind of insight.
Inside scoop.
I just wouldn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
And I think that can be good and that can be bad, not to know what's really going on,
Yeah.
so.
I think with the discussion boards, it just is like, who's there to man it? Otherwise,
Police that too.
yeah,
I
you
mean,
get
that
like
would
bots
be
and
crazy,
controls and
but-
stuff.
But it would be nice, like if we did have our own handle, we could host Ask the Expert sessions live, we could do a lot of different things, post videos. There's a lot of good opportunity there without having someone else, being at the mercy of someone else to kind of post for you and have that editorial control. We wouldn't really
I
go
mean, is
rogue,
there-
I don't
but-
think-
Is there anything in the statute that says we can't do that?
Well,
Yeah,
that's
that's
kind of the
what-
guidance I was
that's-
looking for. I figured it would be nice to kind of start with Allison first and make sure we're kind of,
Get the sign of approval.
yeah, because,
But moving forward with what, I like what you're, saying, but if we are posting some things, I don't mean a whole, maybe that's not the right word, but like New Haven Independent, or they write an article and then people respond, that's it. No one's monitoring, you just respond to the article. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, yeah,
Not
yeah.
necessarily a discussion board, or maybe I'm using the wrong terminology, but
like
just.
a letter to the editor type.
Yeah, if you go on the Connecticut Mirror or all the other newspapers, articles, and then people respond, and then that's it, and then they cut it off, and then that's it. And I didn't know if that was something that, just in general, the whole time, our committee could do as well as other committees could.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, I like it. Any good way to open it up?
And then I did connect with, I know this isn't social media topic, but I did connect with the Woodbridge Town News that used to send a paper copy home.
Mm.
They are an online only publication and they have told me that if I submit content on behalf of us, that it could be posted within a couple of days on the
Oh, wow.
website. But again, I don't know how, I have to look into
Well,
the
anything
readership.
anything that we submit as a statement on behalf of the commission is public domain.
Yeah, so the content that we would post for social, like if you send me a picture of the trail cleanup, like I would submit to the Woodbridge News, they have
Yeah.
a really easy online submit your story form, I talked to the publisher there, and they can turn it around and have that posted in a couple days, so,
Cool,
Wow.
That's good.
yeah. So that's that.
all right. Coopop, did anyone attend the last meeting?
I did, that's what I was talking about. They spent a lot of time going over the POCD and,
Line by line by line by line by
yeah,
line.
and when they were, but it was really about the implementation plan. And when they were involved and when they weren't, and whether they should be and how they were and blah, blah, blah. They did go over a couple of properties, nothing, they did talk a bit about the theater lots, which is one of the places that I keep saying, why don't they consider the theater lots for affordable housing.
Isn't there a trail on one of them?
Is there a trail? No, I don't think there's a trail through them. But there they are, the
'Cause we just
majority is
bought
owned by
one,
the
right?
town. Pardon?
Didn't we just buy one from the state?
That's what I say, the majority of what's left, I mean, there are some houses, but the majority, it's about 9 acres of property, and it's kind of right nearby the junction of Rimmon and Ansonia Road, or Rimmon and Long Hill, or Rimmon and Fountain Street, whatever you wanna call that junction. It's not far from it, it's not contiguous. So they were really just in discussion about a few more properties. One of them kind of fascinated me, and I don't know how much everybody else knows about this. I know a little bit about it. But there is a property over on Rimmon Road. I call it the Nice property. It's a fairly large piece of property that has nothing on it. It was given by the Nice family to the town for a school
This is on Ribbon, right?
on Rimmon Road.
Yeah.
And the town decided in its infinite wisdom at the time that they couldn't or shouldn't put a school there because of traffic.
Traffic, yeah.
Which I'm not quite sure I understand if you bring the road in far enough, but that's beside the point. And apparently it is now on the radar of a lot of different commissions, and they're talking about multi-use, like building houses and parks and this and that and so forth and so on. And I guess Coopok is, I don't think they've made a decision as to what they think should be done with it, but they certainly.
So we should look at that one next meeting?
I think we should look at it and see what we think about it, so we can have some input.
How do you spell Mies? M-E-I-S?
M-E-I-S-S, or M-I-E-S, M-E-I-S-S.
Okay. Maybe we'll get an address from you.
It's pretty big.
It's also Fountain Street, and then POC.
Oh, I can't do that because my computer.
On the social media.
Yeah.
This is Sheila's newsletter.
Oh, yeah.
What's the address for that?
Ben just sent it around.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Oh, good. My computer decided it was gonna die. so-
Oh, okay, no,
Alright.
so it's in your email.
It's in
It's-
my email.
I didn't know this
Speaking-
existed. This is
Speaking
very
of
nice.
things that are ready
I knew it
to
existed,
go,
I just didn't
Kathy's
know.
gonna kill us. So,
Sorry, Kathy.
I'm not gonna kill you, the custodian's gonna kill you.
sorry, Mark. Okay, so the Mies property, let's look at some of the other ones. I'll email Nicole to get the updated list of what they're reviewing.
Forest Road properties are the theater properties, as I said before. Pease Road, I'm trying to remember. I don't talk very much about Pease Road.
No, but Tim did mention 3 properties that he wanted us to,
Oh, the 3 little
three-
strips. I
Yeah.
believe one of them is the one that enters the Massaro property.
27 Laurel, 60 Brookwood, and 30 Lorraine.
here
They
when
did
we need
not-
her.
They did not talk
In
about
the minutes
any of
from
those.
last month. That you all have a copy of.
They didn't talk about those at all,
Okay,
but we should.
we should definitely send a memo over in that and lockstep with what Tim has recommended. Okay, in addition to that, the Fitzgerald property had the deep forester out to walk the property. And now they have set up a time to walk the property together. Is it with him?
Who they?
The town.
The town. Who's that
I'm looking for that
in
right now.
particular?
Allison sent me an invite.
Oh, an invite, I see. When?
Fitzgerald site visit October 1st from 3 to 4. And it's with Anzi Danzig, Adam Parsons, Tim Austin, Steve Muno, Sharon Cat, and Andrea Urbano, Mika Cardoza. I can add others if you want. I wasn't told I couldn't add others.
Can anybody do this?
I don't know. We can find out. I mean, it seems like, anybody else interested in walking this?
I would be interested if I'm not working. I don't even know what day the 1st of October is.
Neither do I.
I believe that is, I can tell you. That is a Wednesday.
Okay,
So I'll be working.
all right. So just giving everybody the details on that. We'll find out more. And then open space so anyway, we're talking about Fitzgerald, whether we want to, based on the walk there and the information we found, if we want to send a memo to the town about protecting that open space.
Don't need to walk it, do we?
Well, I don't know what we're talking about the memo or the report. Then the other thing is, in new business, we talk about, we've heard some groups talk about open space. There's no definition of open space. We are the entity that's responsible for the open space plan. So it's my recommendation, if others agree, that we come up with our definition of open space and submit that to the town to adopt or do it as I so choose. So I'd like to bring that up in October. To sound like our October agenda is getting a little packed, so I'll take a stab at what I can find and see what I can put together from other plans. And, all right, so moved. I'm just kidding.
Whatever.
Last but not least, member comments?
So I'm sorry, but I have 3, but I'll make them fast.
Sorry, Kathy.
It's not me, honestly.
I will
He's getting
make-
overtime now.
I will
They
make them
say 9
so
o'clock.
fast, okay?
That's not
Um,
me, don't you?
So just want to keep everybody updated. You guys should know there's a new housing plan that's in the works right now. I think it's been given to the Board of Selectmen, but no one else has seen it yet, as far as I know. So anyway, once that comes out, we should probably read it and
Definitely use your eyes on it, Val.
So the other interesting outcome I heard in a Board of Selectmen meeting, actually this was in the meeting where they were talking about the ordinance for the housing committee. It's in the Board of Selectmen strategic plan. One of the goals for the board is to have the commissions collaborate. So I think that is an excellent reason for us to seek greater collaboration with certain boards. And I think if we make a concerted effort to do it, the Board of Selectmen should support us in that because it's in their strategic plan.
Yeah. We
So-
did have a joint meeting with housing that we did cancel, and we apologize to the housing committee members and
Mhm.
everybody for that. So we did want to invite them back on October 9th.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so I mean, I
We
think,
offer them October 9th and November 6th.
so yeah, so I think that would be a great place to talk about how can we start collaborating more.
Great.
And we should probably have the same conversation with TPZ at some point.
Sure, do you want to reach out to
And
TPC?
inland wetlands, I mean, I think we need to come up with a plan of how, so we can offer some of these other commissions a plan of how we can collaborate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of it is just exchanging information, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, or automatically sending a copy of the minutes out to,
Because I think a lot of times we hear about things too late
exactly.
to do
Exactly.
Did we just
anything
go
about
online
it.
today?
I don't know when, but everybody's minutes from every commission is
They have to be
online.
online, posted within 24 hours, right?
So you just go on there and look up all the ones you wanna look up.
Well, we're making an effort to communicate more frequently.
It avoids groupthink, you know,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
So yeah, so I think we'll have some support for that if we want to push for that. The last thing is I've been sort of mentioning this idea of like a map of, I'm just calling it conservation first development. So basically that should guide housing and TPZ to avoid the most ecologically sensitive areas and concentrate in the places that it makes the most sense to develop.
That's great.
So I reached out to Chris, CRIS from the Southwest Conservation
Chris
District.
Sullivan, the other Chris
The other
Sullivan?
one, yeah. So I haven't heard back yet, but I don't think that they could do that for us, but what I'm thinking is that they could help us, like, define better what we want, so that, because I think we need like a conservation organization to do this for us, but we can work, maybe we can work, they can help us vet vendors, or, you know, they're just like, they can help us with the process to pick someone and define what we want them to do.
Yeah.
Is my idea. So I've reached out to him and haven't heard back yet, but that's an update on that. And I'm
Great.
done.
That's-
Any other members have comments? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No.
Okay, all right.
Motion to adjourn?
Accept a motion to adjourn.
I will second.
I'm sorry, I need a motion to adjourn.
Oh,
Did you make a motion?
Yeah,
And
Rachel, you second.
And Ben
9/11.
seconded.
so moved.
All right, have a great night.
Thank you.
You are.